The boot is on Triple M.
Triple M rocks footy.
Thanks to the reliable Mitsubishi Triton, nothing can frighten a Triton.
Welcome to Accor Stadium, round 5 multicultural round. It's the Knights taking on the Bulldogs, and we have a huge final game for you on this Sunday night. Kevin Walters, Ben Teo, Ben Dobbin and Michael Chammas with you, and this game has so much. The Bulldogs undefeated in season 2025. The Knights, topsy-turvy performance. A loss last week. They obviously are really trying to get back into the winner's circle, and an important game for them as they try to put some big miles on their legs before they get Nathan Brown in 2026. If you're just joining us, Melbourne 48 defeated Manly 24 at Four Pines Stadium, but this game's shaping as an absolute beauty. Ben Teo, a very good evening to you, my friend. How are you?
Good evening, guys. I'm very excited. This is what I've been waiting all weekend for. At the start of the week, I knew on the Sunday, the last game, I'll be calling with Dobbo and Kevy Walters. So, mate, excited and just really looking forward to seeing this Bulldogs side. I think they're going to go on with it today, the only undefeated team in the comp. And I'm excited.
Kevin Walters, a very good evening to you, my friend.
Yeah, and we'd like to welcome you to our call team, Dobbo. Ben and I have been calling all
season. I've been lucky.
So welcome to our call team, mate.
It's a privilege.
You make sure you get the call right today, or you won't be here next week, Al. I'm telling you.
It's a privilege.
We've got them queuing up outside to come and work with Ben and I.
No doubt. And we'll just say this now, it's a privilege to work with both of you together. Haven't worked with both of you for a long time in the call. Ben, obviously, a lot last year. Kevy, you had other interests, but you're back with me. It's good to be back,
mate.
It's
great to be back with you,
Benny. They always come back. One change only to the Bulldogs, and this is a big one, boys. Wearing the number 23 jersey, Jacob Carraz back for this Bulldog side. That's a huge inclusion. I know they've been sweating on him coming back in. I know it's a winger. I know people don't get too carried away, but he is an important part of this Dog side.
No, they're special characters, those wingers, and they can be very pivotal to getting the win. And he's a strong ball carrier, very good out of yardage. And look, Blake Wilson's done a great job, but it's good to see Carraz back.
Now, listen, on the sideline tonight, this bloke is breaking more news than bottles of beer. I can tell you that now. Bob Jane T-Mart's on the sideline tonight. Michael Chammas, hello, mate.
Hello, boys. I'm just a bit disappointed. Benny Teo didn't mention that he was looking forward to the game, calling it with me. That's okay.
Funny that.
That's okay.
Funny.
No, and you.
Forget us, journalists.
Hey, listen, mate, we don't need validation on sideline time, please. Mate, what can you tell us there, mate?
Yeah, look, it's a big occasion, obviously multicultural round with the Bulldogs, with their diverse supporter base. It's a big occasion, pretty big crowd for a Sunday night, considering most of these crowds on Sunday 6:15 game, they aren't the best, but the Dogs have turned out in force. 20,000 plus here, you'd imagine, for this game against the Knights. The big point for the Knights is, speaking to them pre-game, they've only played one game in 24 days. They've had a long turnaround bye, and then obviously a long wait into this one as well. So
well, we're just having
maybe the Knights may have
some technical difficulties there. Oh well.
Ben, turning back on you, just because you said that about you, you didn't have to turn him back, mate.
Hey, listen, we'll get to Michael Chammas very shortly as well. He's on the sideline, so obviously some technical difficulties there. Just quickly, I just got a message from the New South Wales Rugby League, and we're going across both Queensland and New South Wales. The New South Wales Rugby League is on track to hit record participation numbers for the third consecutive season. Already, they've cracked over 100,000 with some community footy comps kicking off this weekend and more to follow. Women's participation expected to surpass 30,000. Licensed clubs including Canterbury Leagues, St George Leagues, Wyong Leagues and West Group Macarthur helping subsidise with assisted and helping families with registration costs, jerseys, shorts and shoes. That's great news for our game of rugby league. I love those kind of stats when they're growing year on year, and especially with the New South Wales Rugby League, that they are going up. And I know the same thing's happening here in Queensland as well, which is great news as well for everybody involved. Ben Teo, Kevin Walters, Ben Dobbin. I'm going to start with you, Kevy. What do you like about the Dogs tonight? They take on this Newcastle side that have a superstar in Kalen Ponga, and if you look at both sides, they're very evenly matched. But what do you like about the Dogs?
Well, the Dogs' defence has been the best in the competition, averaging just over 14.5 points per game, which will get the man beside me excited. I know he loves his defence. So that's the thing with the Bulldogs. They work well together. Their defence is in your face. They've got good line speed. They work hard together. There's great connection amongst them. But I think the Knights, I think the Knights can win today. They're off the bye now. Teams off the bye. We saw it with the Storm. I know this is a different team, the Knights, to the Storm, but the Storm's average goes up after a bye. The average points they score is 32 points after a bye. I'm going to tip the Knights to score at least 20 points today.
You got to be careful with this guy, Dobbo, because he loves to change his...
I can change. We can change my mind.
5 or 10 minutes in.
Kurt Mann plays his 200th game tonight.
Yep.
And obviously, I don't think the Bulldogs since 2014 have won 5 consecutive straight.
So there you go. So there's another stat.
There are some choice hotel stats there, but Ben Teo, old mate's just watered down the Bulldogs' chances. Why will the Dogs win tonight?
Oh, I just think the system at the moment, they're flying high. They're a defensive side. They get a little bit of punch and power in that backfield with Kiraz back. But I just think there's too much class in this side, and I can't see Newcastle outworking them tonight. I just really can't see that.
Well, Jacob Saifidi, Phoenix Crosland and Leo Thompson, this front row, they have a huge job at hand. But Frizzell is an important part to this side as well for Newcastle. But you look at Preston and Curran. Josh Curran has just got better week on week on week. And he filled in for Kickow, who has obviously been injured at the moment. So Curran has been just a revelation on that edge. I know he looks like Cameron Serrato. We asked how they got the weight off him. He said he put a lock on the fridge.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. And he stripped it down. He stripped the weight down, and he looks a lot better for it.
Yeah, I've heard that term before. That's normally the way, but fortunately I haven't had to do that for myself. But look, Jacob Preston as well has been impressive in the back row for the Bulldogs. That's a good 1-2-3 combo there. But also, you know, I like the Knights and the way they attack. They haven't scored that many points this year as a group. But I just think with Ponga there, with Brabham Best, Gagai, you know, Fletcher Sharp is a known try scorer. I think there's points in the Knights, but they've just got to use the ball the best that they know how to use the ball.
Triple M Rocks of Football for Ream Hot Water and Macca's. Can we just give a quick shout out, because the Newcastle Knights have a media manager, a comms manager by the name of Frank Barrett. He turned 50 on Friday. So Frankie Barrett, you know, I just want to say to you, mate, happy birthday for Friday. I know you had a special occasion. I wasn't invited. I have noticed that. Kalen Ponga leading the Knights out, and they will be the first team to make their way out onto the field. Ponga, the captain fullback, Schiller, Gagai, Brandon Best, Greg Marzu. The halves are Fletcher Sharp and Jack Cogger. Now the forward pack, Saifidi, Crosland, Thompson, Thomas Cant, Tyson Frizzell, Adam Elliott. The bench, Jaden Brayley, Hetherington, McEwen and Croker. They are coached by Adam O'Brien, and the long walk out onto the field in multicultural round, the last game of round 5. And here comes Kalen Ponga. And they wouldn't have a lot of Knights fans here, but the drums will be beating very shortly, and you can just imagine what the surrounding areas of Homebush, Belmore and all through that western part, inner west, as the Bulldogs fan, they can dare to believe this year they've got something to be proud of. And look at the sea of blue and white at Accor Stadium tonight. It's just great to be seen. Sunday night rugby league. So we wait for Canterbury to come out onto the field. Kevin Walters, Ben Teo, Ben Dobbin with you. Ashley Klein will be the referee for tonight. We've seen 7 sin binnings over the course of the weekend. Let's just hope we don't get another in this game, but you just feel...
Well, there'll be noise there on Monday at head office in the NRL, surely.
Yeah. They're collecting a lot of money with the fines, aren't they?
A lot of money with the fines. We're waiting now, we're still waiting as the looks very set as the Dogs are about to come out. And it's Kurt Mann's 200th, so they're going to let him come out wearing the 14 jersey.
You know, he's from out your way, Dobbo, isn't he?
He's from Winton.
Winton
boy. So well done to the boy from Winton. Here comes Stephen Crichton. Tracy at fullback, Montoya. Bronson Cherry, Stephen Crichton. Carraz is back wearing jersey number 23. The halves, not normal, Bailey Haywood and Toby Sexton. Max King, Reed Marnie, Daniel Saluka Fafita, Josh Curran, Preston and Jamin Savin with bleach white hair. And then Mam, Hayes, Todd and Blake Tapp wearing the 20 jersey. Now, Kevy's tipping the Knights. Ben Teo, you're hard on the Dogs.
I'll stay with the Dogs.
I'm going to stick with the Dogs as well. Have we got Michael Chamis back yet? Michael Chamis on the sideline for Bob Jane Team. A tip from you, mate.
Yeah, I'm tipping the Dogs here, boys. I think they'll be too strong at home.
I think you're right.
3 against 1, eh? You're picking on me. You're trying to bully me. And the game hasn't even started.
This has got a lot to like about it. Round 5 has been just a brilliant round of rugby league. It started on Thursday night with that last-minute win by the Canberra Raiders. It finishes here tonight as Triple M rocks the football for Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, with the Dogs taking on the Newcastle Knights. And this game has a lot, I expect, high expectations from the Canterbury fans. We are underway. And it's all about Newcastle with the ball to start off with, as Thompson takes a run and takes a nice carry. So they'll go to work straight away. And this is where there is so much to like about this Dogs defence. They just come pouring out of the line, and that's what they've been doing. Schiller just got absolutely squared away as they come off their line, the Knights, looking to try. And Schiller has got Claret coming from the ear, so we'll get to that. Crosland darts from dummy half, and that's 4 tackles, and they're up to the 30. Short side for Zell, and he goes on that right side. Better run from him. He takes it up over the 40-metre line. Last tackle, Cogger will get them away with a kick that they let bounce. It's picked up by Connor Tracy. They come back into the line, and that Schiller is being assessed. They might have to stop the game. He's got Claret coming from the ear as Montoya then takes a run. So Canterbury now, ferocious start defensively from the Canterbury side.
He don't look good. He don't look good at all, does he?
No, blood coming out of the ear there.
Yeah, look, it was a head clash, I just think, there.
So now the Bulldogs with a better run up to the halfway line. 4 tackles gone. Marnie goes back to the left, and so Luca Fafita with a nice carry takes the ball to 40 metres out, and they're going to stop the game finally. Well, so that's going to be a HIA, and we'll go to you quickly for Bob Jane teamouts. Michael Chamis, Schiller in some trouble from the very beginning. He looks like he's leaving the field. That is a HIA. Who are they going to put on, mate?
Yeah, that is a HIA for the Knights. It didn't look like he knew where he was, to be honest with you. It took a while for the trainer to realise he was actually down in back play. He copped that head knock there. So I'm just looking out of the side. There's a change coming now. I'm trying to work out who's coming on, but they're definitely coming off for HIA. The NRL intervened to call him off.
We saw it straight away, Kevy. It should have happened straight away. Why they wait for a whole set of 6 to blow it up, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, it was the initial contact of Saluka Fafita, and they clashed heads. He copped him on the side. The blood is coming from his ear, from Schiller's ear, and there's a little bit of blood now coming from the eye of
Saluka Fafita. He's gonna have some Claret. So Canterbury go to Sexton on the last tackle. They went to the right. He went high. Marzu the target, and he took it beautifully. Greg Marzu, quite interesting. We talked with Thomas Flegler the other day on our podcast, Kevy, and he actually said that the hardest bloke to tackle in the NRL was Greg Marzu. He found it so difficult.
Yeah, he loves those carries, those 1, 2, 3 carries from kick returns. He's going again now, Dobber.
There he goes again on the second carry. Greg Marzu, no score early, 2 gone, and a little mistake. Crosland made a mistake, and the Dogs have got around. It was Marzu who got up with a quick play the ball, Benny Teo. And that's not the mistake Newcastle wanted. No score on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, Greg Marzu just getting done there for a roll ball, not putting his foot over it and then falling forward and losing his balance. So just a little bit of detail, a little bit of concentration. He was getting in there wanting to do work. He knows his strengths. He wants to help his team get out of yardage. Quickly, just got to play the ball.
Quickly to the sideline, Michael Chamis.
Yeah, boys, just a little one. Jacob Saifiti's just come from the field. They've had to make a substitution. Matt Croker's on the field. I don't know what's happened. I'll find out what's going on, but it's a blow for the Knights as the Bulldogs make an error.
Well, that's going to be a huge turning point. They've made an error first up, the Bulldogs, with a mistake, but Croker has come on for Saifiti. And you know, last week Saifiti had an injury 2 weeks ago. It looked like he had a hamstring injury. I'm not sure whether or not we're going to see that. So Ashley Klein, it's now being challenged, and what a stop-start this game has been. We're just having a look at the Harvey Norman replay at the moment.
With 2 or more defenders in the tackle.
Well, there's going to be a penalty there.
Well, not much is going the Newcastle Knights way at the moment, is it? They've lost their winger with a HIA. They've got Saifiti off the field. I mean, they're going to have to move some players into some unfamiliar positions as the game goes on. And here, just getting a penalty wrong there with the strip.
How long have I got to change my tip?
Stay there, Kevy.
Well, mate, they just lost a winger and a middle forward.
Mate, look, we're not even, I said 5 minutes. Like, we're 3.5.
Well, how long have I got?
No, you haven't got any. You made your choice. You stick with it. That's what happens. So now
it was 90 seconds last week. But
they're going to take the 2 points. They're going to take the 2 points, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. And
this game just needs to settle, Dobber. This game just needs to settle. There's been so much happening for both teams. And to take the 2 points from the Bulldogs, Crichton lining up the shots right in front, he'll throw it over. But I think it's a good decision from the Bulldogs. But gee, they start with their line speed, Ben, don't they? And they work together as a team as well. They're not a big side, but their leg speed and their line speed just, takes away the momentum of the teams running into them. It's great to see. It's great to watch.
So Crichton lines this kick up 100% on the Pertec kick predictor. Ben Teo, Kevin Walters, Ben Dobbin with you, almost directly in front, and it's been a real topsy-turvy 3.5 minutes. If you're just joining us, we've got Schiller in the bin, in the HIA, James Schiller. We've got Jacob Saifidi potentially gone for the game. He's been replaced by Matt Croker. So Luca Fafita has got some clarity. He's been taped up around the head as Crichton comes in and he converts. So 2-0 Canterbury over Newcastle as Triple M rocks the footy.
The right lighting makes all the difference. Fans, downlights and switches. Beacon Trade's got it all. Find yours at beacontrade.com.au.
Yeah, when that penalty was blown, the Bulldogs, the first reaction from the players on the field was to take the tap and continue playing on, but the signal came from the bench. They wanted the 2 points. Reid Marnie was ready to take the tap, but the message came up from upstairs. Cameron Ciraldo, he wants the points on offer.
Yeah, there we have it, Michael Chamis on the sideline tonight, and this is where the Bulldogs will get into the grind. Newcastle have had one opportunity with the ball since the kickoff, and they made a mistake. Here's Montoya. And so now Canterbury will get into the grind. They lead 2-0 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. So Luca Fafita, Daniel Saluka Fafita, making a nice carry around 8 metres up towards the 30. To the right, Josh Curran will work into a heavy line of Newcastle defence. Back to the left as Connor Tracy comes in for some work on the 4th tackle. That's 5 tackles gone, and they're just to the 40-metre line. A nice defensive set from Newcastle as Sexton kicks inside his 40. It will go straight down and right to Kalen Ponga. He goes back and finds Marju, who rolls up and makes 10 metres and runs into a really strong Jamin Salmon with the bleach blonde hair as Gagai darts out from first receiver and makes a nice carry as well. So to the right-hand side they go as they're trying to make some metres, Newcastle. Thomas Cant with a strong carry, and this is where they are looking dangerous. Matt Croker, who is on to replace Saifidi, quick play the ball short of the halfway line. Elliott digged into the line. It was a strong run, still going, got the arms free. They went back to the right. Cogger then goes back to Cant. Cant tries to step back to his left-hand side and brought down by nice defensive set from this Bulldog side. Salmon on the last. It goes across to Jack Cogger, and he'll go high. This time taken nicely by Connor Tracy, 10 metres out as the Bulldogs fans go up. They lead 2-0 on the Beacon Trade scoreboard. Kevin Walters.
Yeah, Dobbo, just for our listeners, Cant has gone to the right centre position and Gagai to the right wing. There's been a shuffle there for the night, so that's interesting. The Bulldogs, you would assume, would attack that space when they get the opportunity.
So some trouble for Newcastle early as now the Dogs start to roll on. Here's Montoya up to the halfway line. They lead 2-0, and now they go with a repeat set. It looks like it's a ruck infringement, so that's 0 tackle. Jamin Salmon takes the ball to 40 metres out with a big opportunity for the Dogs. To the right side now, Daniel Saluka Fafita. He is brought down just short of that 30. They stay right. Tracy tips one back inside to Crichton. Crichton running back towards that left-hand side, almost getting them to the Westpac red zone. They're almost bang smack 20 metres out. To the left-hand side they go. Salmon, then to Sexton, back inside to Preston. He makes a strong run, still going, and he's 9 metres out centre field. Dogs right on the attack, 4 tackles gone. They'll go to the right side now. Salmon back inside to his middle forward in Saluka Fafita, and they're 5 metres out on the last. Real opportunity for the Dogs. They need a good kick here. It goes to Sexton on the right. Crossfield kick. Here's Carraz. Goes up. Batted back. Knock on by Best. It'll be Dogs ball, you'd think. But a nice kick from Toby Sexton. It will be a Canterbury repeat set. It's a mistake from Braden Best, who's batted it forward. Well, he didn't have any choice, did he, Ben Teo?
No, Kiros did a great job there, just getting one-on-one with Greg Marzu, getting up higher, knocking the footy back to Josh Curran. And if he didn't get in there and step in, it would have been a try. But I just love the way that the Bulldogs put together that set. They got a 6 again, but they're nice and direct, nice and calm, moving the footy, getting through their shapes, lots of drop plays, wanting to come through the middle of the Newcastle Knights. It just looks like they're trying to build their game.
Expert comments next to Seba. Super, they go to the left. Tracy digs into the line. It goes across to Cherry. Cherry brought down. Great tackle by Cant. They pushed him to the sideline. He showed a little bit. It was nice by the edge forward. Haywood comes back in. Oh, what a shot on Max King. Well,
Thompson, the inflictor.
Yeah, he did. He did. Leo Thompson just absolutely belted him. So now Salmon to Sexton, back inside to that man who we all love at the moment with the best mullet in the game, Josh Curran. He's going to have to play the ball, and he's made a mistake. I've knocked him, Kevy. So I thought Josh Curran...
They're going to challenge?
They're going to challenge it? Yes, they are.
Well, here we go.
Kevy, you liking what you're seeing from Canterbury early?
I like, yeah, that typical Bulldog stuff, turning the ball under, working over the middles of the Newcastle Knights. I just see how this is a big call here for the Knights. If they can hang on to this set of 6 and get the ball, it'll be a big play for the game because the Knights are building momentum. But
I think he might have dropped that. I don't know whether or not. There was a lot of hands involved. Having a look at the Harvey Norman replay, Ben Teo.
Yeah, it looks like Crossland's got his hands on it. Is there a raking motion?
I wouldn't have thought so, Ben.
No, I think it's a loose carry.
I think he's dropped that.
Josh Curran.
They're having a very, very good look at it on the Harvey Norman replay. If you're just joining us, Canterbury 2, Newcastle 0, 9 gone.
Well, it's hard to see because there's about 4 Newcastle players in the tackle.
Just lost by Josh Curran. There's no clear intent to strip. The challenge is unsuccessful.
It's a big one. That's a big one for the Knights.
If you're Adam O'Brien, man, you'd be very happy defensively with what they've done so far. They've had some adversity, Ben Teo, and look, I know it's 2-0, but you would be very happy that they haven't let them cross the try line yet.
Yeah, I think they've shown a little bit of desperation, but there hasn't been a lot of plays thrown at them, to be honest. I think the Bulldogs are wanting to just build their game through the middle.
Well, that's not going to help them. They've just given away a penalty, all inside the 10 from that set play. And Ashley Klein has said, too bad. And, well, we're just seeing some footage now.
Calf.
So Jacob Saifidi has been ruled out with a calf. Kevy, how you feeling, mate?
I'm staying strong to the Knights, mate. They've been on a bye, so they're fresh as.
Okay. Well, they've just lost Saifidi within the first 2 minutes, so they are down a man. We're still waiting on the HIA with Schiller, but we'll get very shortly to Michael Chamis to try and get some results. So 2-0. Newcastle on the attack. They trail 2-0. Here's Leo Thompson with a strong run as well, taking the ball up towards the 30. 3 tackles into their set. Crossland will go back to the right-hand side. Cogger digs into the line, and it's Adam Elliott who tried to get up for a quick play the ball. He was called held. Now we play the ball 20 metres out, Westpac red zone. Now they go across. Wow, to 16 at the moment. That's huge. Here's Jermaine McEwen. He plays the ball, and they go now. Ponga. Last tackle, Best. 2 metres out. Best trying to get his arms away. I think it'll be 6 more. I think he passed that into Josh Curran and then regathered. No, Ashley Klein says no, it's a changeover. But some good signs from Newcastle when they went to the left, Kevin Walters. Ponga looking very dangerous.
Some great signs, Dobber. And the Knights are showing everyone how to beat the Bulldogs. Short passing early, through the middle, quick play the balls, bang, go again. That's perfect game plan from the Knights.
So, Montoya is met by a wall of Newcastle defenders. Expert comments from Seabus Super, Kevin Walters and Ben Teo. 2-0. Dogs over Newcastle as King tries to get him out of trouble with a strong run. Makes 8 metres. Takes it up over the 30-metre line. Marnie into dummy half. Haywood, first receiver. Then they go to Bronson Cherry. Dropped in underneath. He takes the ball up over that 30. 4 tackles gone. Now to Saluka Fafita in the middle and just turns his back into it and keeps the legs pumping. Rep makes around that 9 metres. Centre field, right side. Now to Sexton, who will go high once again. They target Ponga. Ponga looks for Marzu to come round him. He'll take it himself. Tried to find somebody to link up, and great chase from the Dogs. Jamin Salmon met him on that 20-metre line, and Newcastle go back to work.
Oh, well, I do have a game plan to beat the Bulldogs, but I've just got to keep it in my pocket until I get back coaching again. But the Knights are showing the way here with short passing through the middle. because the Bulldogs like you to get off. They like to get off the line and get in your face, but then they've got to retreat again.
Yeah.
So Salmon gives away a penalty this time for a high shot. And thank God, well, the bunk hasn't said anything yet. It might go on report. It was high, but that's all it was. Just a penalty warranted. And Cogger will kick from 35 metres out. It's a really good kick to the eastern touchline. And they'll begin their set 45 metres out. Canterbury 2, Newcastle 0, 28 to play in the first half. Here's Matt Croker with the ball. He takes the ball, and that's a strong run. He'll play the ball now. Crossland to that left-hand side. Elliott, who's been great, drop Thompson back in underneath him. And he tries to get up for a quick play the ball. Salmon just to the ground. Crossland goes to the right-hand side. Cogger put a left foot step on and almost got through a gap from King. Now they go back to that right-hand side. It goes across now to Jermaine McEwen. And he's brought down 10 metres out. They're right bang smack in the west back red zone. 4 tackles gone. To the right they go. Now to Cogger. Oh, great shot from Preston on Cogger. He read it beautifully and sent him back towards the 20-metre line. Last tackle, Newcastle. They go to Ponga. Little kick. Numbers. Here comes Gagai. Oh, battered back. Goal line dropout. 2-0 Canterbury over Newcastle on a Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, it was a nice finish to the set there. Kalen Ponga just stepping up, putting a nice little dink over there into the corner, and it was a great chase. But early on, and just the tackle before, they had a really good set where they wanted to put on a shift, and Cogger just got absolutely jammed out the back by Jacob Preston. That's that suffocating defence that the Bulldogs come with. So really good job there from the Bulldogs.
Short drop out for the Dogs as Newcastle, they regather it with Best. He took it 15 metres out, and he'll come back and they'll begin their set. Bang smack, 10 metres out, 20 in off the western touchline. Newcastle with a weight of possession at the moment. Here comes Croker, who made a really strong tackle. And he's brought down, it was Elliott, sorry. Now they go back to the right. Thompson for the line, and he's brought down 2 metres out. So Crossland goes to the left. Oh, and a mistake from Newcastle. Dogs fans with Sexton cleaning up.
Yeah.
Kevy, not what you wanted.
No, it wasn't. It was good defence by the Bulldogs, but the Knights have got to, they've just got to pursue there and stay at it. Little short passes around the middle of the ruck is giving the Bulldogs a little bit of trouble. You've got to get through your sets, though.
6 from 7 completions for the Dogs so far. We'll go to the sideline for Bob Jane Teamard, Michael Chamis.
It's a big evening, as you guys mentioned, because of the Jacob Saifidi. A big injury for Leo Thompson, not only with the shortage of the middles on the field, but also this is his first game against the club. He'll be joining next year. The Bulldogs already have one eye on trying to bring him over this season, potentially around that Dylan Brown situation with Parramatta, but because he's not on a lot of money at the Knights this year, it's going to be hard for him to do it. A big night for Leo Thompson.
I don't think Newcastle will let him go. Anyway, thank you.
No, they won't, Gobbo.
No chance at all.
No.
Especially with a calf injury with Saifidi. That's an old man's injury. So now, Marziu. Oh, no! He's made a mistake now. That went backwards. Well, that is very lucky by Greg Marziu, Bentio.
Well, it was a big collision there between him and Crichton, but luckily when he bumped and the footy came loose, it went backwards. But again, I'm just seeing this line speed from the Bulldogs. These white and blue jerseys just suffocating the Newcastle Knights as they try and come out of their own end. But I agree with Kevy. I think if the Newcastle Knights can just find one more pass.
Oh, no. We can't just drop the goal.
Catch the ball too.
Yeah, you've got to get through your sets. And again there, just an error from Cant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's been good to start the game, but
boys,
just a simple drop.
We're just getting some information down to the sideline quickly. This is not good news for Newcastle. Michael Chamis, what is the update on Schiller?
Yeah, not good news. Already Jacob Saifidi out for the game with the calf. Now James Schiller confirmed out for the remainder of the game. Category 1 ruled by the Knights doctor. They won't see him again this evening.
So that's 2 out. So their bench is down to 15.
Yeah.
And they're going to have a real hard battle with at later on in the game. 24 minutes to play in the first half. Canterbury 2, Newcastle 0.
They watched the house on, was that Friday night? They watched the house, Dobbo. Can be done, mate.
Hang in there.
It can be done. You're right, it can be done. I don't know if we're looking at the same coaching and the same sides, but you know what, Kevin? I'm going to go with you. You're back Newcastle. I got your back, mate. Ben Teo, Kevin Walters, Ben Dobbin with you as now the Dogs go to that left-hand side. Tracy almost opened them up like a can of spaghetti. Brought down 20 metres out now. The open side's the right. Here's King with a set restart. And now they take the ball to 10 metres out. Ruck infringement was the reason, as they're now right on the attack, the Dogs, to the right-hand side. It goes to Salmon, then to Sexton, back inside to Curran, and Curran's brought down 5 metres out in a good carry. Just went back underneath, and so now they open up that left-hand side. Marnie with a flat pass he almost got there.
Great
Luca
tackle.
Fafita, he almost got there, and they'll give a penalty away. So Croker gives a penalty away. Ashley Klein says he wasn't on the line. Bang smack in front. Ben Teo, put your coach's hat on here. What do? You take the 2 or do you go for it?
Oh, I'm going for it.
That's what they're going to do as well. So now Haywood goes across to King. King rolls forward and he's 5 metres out. 2-0 Dogs over Newcastle, 23 to play in the first half. They stay left. Haywood out the back. Here goes Cherry.
Oh, yeah,
great defence.
Oh, Kent out in the centres, going 1-on-1 there with Cherry.
And ragdolled him. Absolutely ragdolled him into touch. Newcastle will get the ball. They trail 2-0 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, you know, when you're a back row and you have to go out there and mark these centres, you're nervous, right? You're nervous. And what you want to do is just make sure that they don't beat you on the inside with their feet. So he put them on the outside. And when Cherry took him on the outside, he just accelerated towards him. He pretty much picked him up and just threw him over the sideline. He's just showing them who's the big brother here.
Yeah. He needs to change his name from Thomas Kent to Thomas Can Do the Job for the night. I called him in a pre-season game, and I like what I saw from him in the back row, but he's playing in the centre position, defending up against one of the best centres in the game. He's doing a great job.
There's nothing he can do.
So Cant makes a really important tackle. They are down to 15 as Elliott rolls forward, runs into a brick wall of Bulldogs defence. Curran along with Marnie, and so now Crossland kicks inside. He's 40, trying for a 40-20. Connor Tracy comes back and takes it on his own 20 and brings the ball back to that 30-metre line. So 18 gone, only 2-0 so far, as Montoya was flat-footed when he finally took the pass. And so some changes are now starting to. Haywood darts from dummy half on that left-hand side of the field. He'll open up the right. Cherry now to Montoya, who has his second carry again. Just starts flat-footed, winds himself up and takes the ball to 45 metres out. Now they go across. It comes out the back. Sexton, then to Tracy, then to Crichton. Crichton on that right-hand side, and he's brought down on the 30 as he hugs that western touchline. He'll play the ball. Perez now goes across to Sexton, who'll go high on the last. Ponga goes up for it, took it beautifully, took it absolutely sublime, Kalen Ponga, and brings the ball down for Newcastle. They trail 2-0 as Mazu brings it up the line. Kevin Walters.
Yeah, they're obviously shooting into that left corner there of the Knights, into Mazu and his skill, but Ponga come in there and left high and caught it. Good tactics from the Dogs. They're staying down their right side. And what about the matchup in the centres there with Brabham Best up against Steve Crichton? That's been brilliant tonight as well.
2 New South Wales origin centres.
Yeah.
Going at each other is pretty special, isn't it? Now a loose pass from Crosland to Frizzell. Now a flick pass to Cant. Cant straightened up. He comes forward. Harry Hayes is on as well. I love this young man as well, wearing the 15 jersey. Last tackle, Cogger says we're getting out of here for Newcastle. Drives the ball along the carpet. Picked up by Connor Tracy 15 metres out. He shifts across down to Carraz. Carraz tried to put some footwork on, and he was met by Best and Strange, who has been quiet. And they'll play the ball now. 20 minutes gone in this one as Crichton makes a one-out run, takes the ball over the 40-metre line. Marnie into dummy half. Now here's that man, Harry Hayes, and he runs into a wall. Elliott was there to meet him, along with Tyson Frizzell. Just short of the halfway. Open side is the left. And here comes King, starting front row with another strong run. And they're 45 metres out from home. Salmon, first receiver, then to Sexton, back inside to Curran. Curran almost got his nose through. 30 metres out, last tackle. Now it goes to Toby Sexton. Kicking on the last. He changes direction. They target once again Marzu. There was some body impeded there. Now it's Crichton. Grubber kick. Ball goes away. It's batted back. Goal line dropout. Well, the brilliance of Stephen Crichton. You let the ball bounce, Benteo. Then the brilliance of Stephen Crichton gets a goal line dropout. They trail 2-0. Canterbury leading over Newcastle.
Oh, if Stephen Crichton ever gets cornered on last tackle, he's a dangerous man because he's got a whole lot of kicks in his arsenal and he's always looking to make the best of a situation. This time, he's dealing with about 30 centimetres on the sideline, puts in a nice kick there, and Ponga has to come across and save the day. But look, we're 20 minutes into this game. It's 2-0. It's been a great defensive effort from both of these teams to turn each other away.
So a short drop out goes, and now the ball batted back, picked up by Preston. I thought there was a knock on there, but they didn't see it. So they said it went backwards. Well, Canterbury escaped some luck there as Cherry goes one out and takes the ball to the Westpac red zone, 20 metres out. Dogs leading 2-0. 18 to play in the first half. Back to the left-hand side. Here's Harry Hayes. He gets picked up and backslammed by Frizzell and Elliott. This defence at the moment from Newcastle holding on. Now they go short side. Here goes Marnie. Beat one, beat two. And another tackle by Frizzell, and they're 5 metres out with a real opportunity. Preston now to Salmon. And the right-hand side, Sexton out the back, Tracy, now it goes to Carraz. Carraz tried to beat one, went back to the left, now it goes to Sexton. Sexton took the ball to the line, brought down 5 metres out. Nice play, Dogs, last tackle. Now they go to Marnie, grub a kick, Ponga's knocked on. Ponga's knocked on, so the pressure to Newcastle is starting to build, Ben Teo.
Yeah.
You don't see those kind of mistakes very often. Kalen Ponga makes a mistake. They trail 2-0.
Well, it's nice from Reid Marnie jumping out from 9 and putting in a little grubber along the short side. But then, again, Kalen Ponga coming across at full speed. He comes up with the error, but I'd much rather the error there and him just shut down that play. But lots and lots of pressure coming his way.
Yeah. Jack Cogger looks like he's got a dislocated finger there as well, getting that snap back into before he can get himself back in the defensive line.
Well, it's in there now. Gee whiz. So another short dropout. And now the ball batted back and Preston takes it again. So Gagai slams into the ground. How long can they hold on for, Kevy?
Yeah, well, they're looking actually quite good, and it was good defensive work there from Ponga to read where the ball was going. Their line looks nice and set and strong. Bulldogs will need to be good here.
Here's Salmon with the ball. Expert comments thanks to Seba Super. 10 metres out now with a real opportunity. 3 tackles into the set. They're in the middle of the field and they'll go to the right. Sexton digs into the line. Now to Tracy, then to Crichton. And it was a great read by Marzu. Pushed in off. And look at this defence. So Marzu pushed in off his wing and he met Crichton, ball and all tackle. Carraz now will send it to the left. Now they go. Sexton took it to the line and he's brought down Crosland on the last tackle now. They need a good kick. It goes to Salmon. They play out the back. Hayward, crossfield kick. Ball loose. Montoya brought down.
What a great tackle from Gagai. What a
the penalty.
Well, he tackled him in the ear.
Well, he had to, otherwise he would have scored.
He had to. Well, that ball, it didn't look like it come off his boot right off Hayward, but Montoya makes the most of it. And
Gagai got him in the air.
He saved the try there.
Well, he did.
Oh,
there could be grounds for a penalty try in those moments, like, to be honest with you. But look, Canterbury have got the penalty. Gagai saved the try. How long Newcastle can hold on for, I don't know, Bentia.
Well, sometimes, Kevy, you just got to tackle on suspicion, don't you?
Well, it's on report.
Whatever it takes.
It's on report. Here goes Max King as the Dogs roll forward. I don't know why it's on report, but it is. Dangerous tackle in the air, I suspect. Now they come out the back. They dig in. Man's out on the field. Now it goes to Tracy. Back inside to Kiraz, who tried to get the offload. He did. Back to the left. Curran with the ball. Now they're 12 metres out. Tried to shape and shimmy. Got back slammed. Good tackle by Elliott. 10 metres out. Second tackle. Dogs on the attack. They'll come to the left-hand side. Man digs into the line. Hayward for the line. Brought down and another tackle. So far, so good. Cogger this time. Now back to the right. Man goes across now to Harry Hayes, and he's brought down 5 metres out. Hayes, they open up that right-hand side. Marnie will go left, though. It goes to Hayward. Grubber kick. Played at Crosland. Now picked up by Cant.
Oh, fantastic.
So Newcastle survive another raid. They need to hold on as Gagai bobbles one coming off his line, Bentio.
Well, I'm just watching the side just keep turning the Bulldogs away, and the Bulldogs have had so much possession. Think about all these short dropouts that they've just received. They've been in good field position. They've got through their sets, and right to the end there was a nice little play there where they just stopped the footy, stopped the grubber, and Cant just dove on it. But look at them now working their way out. You see the stat there, tackled in opposition 20 to the Canterbury Bulldogs to only 7 Newcastle Knights.
Choice Hotel stat for you. And they've done a nice job, haven't they, Kevin Walton, so far, the Newcastle Knights, just trying to hold this side out. But, an intercept opportunity by Gagai. That'll slow the ball down. 14 minutes to play in the first half. It's 2-0 Canterbury over Newcastle.
That will slow the game down, and Gagai trying for the intercept. There was an opportunity for the Bulldogs there as well, down there, left edge. But Tracy it was, and Bronson Cherry trying to get away down the left flank, but Gagai had the smarts to get in between the pass, and he knocked it into touch.
So the Dogs coming off the back of a heap of possession. This time it's Birdman with the ball. The 14 who went to the left, opened them up and made a mistake, and so that's a knock on from Birdman. So what are they going to do now? They're going to challenge this?
No, I don't think he should.
He's saying he got pulled out. Well, it's your 200th. Just keep your mouth shut for the moment, I suspect, don't you, boys?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was just a loose carry here. He's going across field there, and this gay guy's got his hands in. I don't think it was a stripping motion.
No, he's got to hang on to the ball there, Ben.
Yeah, but, I mean, look, if Newcastle can come down here and get some points, I mean, they're going to go in the half-time just feeling that confident about their systems and how well they've defended against a great Bulldogs side that's top of the table.
Well, the Knights have been defending this season well as well. They've only conceding about 15 points a game, so they've been good defensively as well. There's the possession up 70% to the Bulldogs and 30.
So a real opportunity now as Leo Thompson now plays the ball and they go to the left. So they're trying to work their way into some better ball positions, the Knights. Crosland back to the right. Cogger then goes across. It's a flat pass, and now it goes to Matt Croker. Croker with the ball, and he's brought down in the Westpac red zone. 12 metres out with a big opportunity. They come back to that left-hand side. It comes out the back. Oh, no. Well, Fletcher Sharp hasn't had a lot of ball yet, Kevy. He just had a little look, didn't he, mate?
Yeah.
Just when they had some good ball. We know he's a star on the rise, but that's a big mistake in good ball area.
Yeah, he's a try scorer, Dobbo. He's around that middle a lot and linking with Ponga different times. On that occasion, he's out the back of the pass, and he just had a little look up at where he was going to run. Unfortunately for the Knights and for Fletcher, he spilled it. But look, they're looking promising, the Knights. They just can't quite nail their attack yet, but their defence has been really strong.
So the Bulldogs come off the line at the moment. Expert comments, Kevin Walters, Ben Teo, Ben Dobbin with you tonight. Michael Chamis on the sideline. We'll get to him in a minute. 11 minutes left in the first half, and you just feel, Ben Teo, this could open up very quickly.
Yeah, it could. And look, you'd expect the Newcastle Knights to be under a lot of fatigue, and they just showed there in good ball they came up with an error. But right now they've just transitioned back into their defence, and they're really going after the Bulldogs themselves. So, if you can't hold on the footy, then you might as well do some really good defence here. And then look at this.
Brighton now. Oh, and made a mistake. So Newcastle once again.
1-0 Cherry.
So they get a penalty for a high shot, but the Bradman Best, Stephen Crichton rivalry at the moment is elite. Both these guys are throwing everything at each other, and I can tell you Bradman Best is winning at the moment.
Yeah, well, Crichton just got the footy then. He wanted a one-on-one with Bradman Best, and he just tried to do a little skip to the outside and use that big palm of his with those long arms. And Bradman Best just took him in the touch.
Jack, just stay here, though.
Come on. I mean, bloke's slipping over and then copping a high shot. Now there's a penalty. I mean, seriously, this is unfortunately, it is high. We're having a look at this now, and I'm sorry. Jermaine McEwen, he might be HIA as well, so he's right at the moment. Crichton and Cogger will kick them into touch. So we've got 11 minutes left in this first half, and this is a high-quality game of football if you're just joining us. Canterbury 2, Newcastle 0. The Newcastle bench already, they've lost Jacob Saifidi with a calf injury and James Schiller with the HIA. So both of them are out for the remainder of the match. So they're down to 15 as Leo Thompson plays the ball 45 metres out. Frizzell on that right-hand side, trying to bustle through. Mam and Hayes bring him to the ground. Back to the left, digging into the line. Here's Ponga. If anybody's going to get his hands on the ball a little bit more, you feel that Kalen's going to have to inject himself a lot more. So Elliott, flat-footed, goes across to Frizzell. Frizzell beat 1v2 but tripped over. And they're on the fifth now as they come to the left-hand side. Out the back now, a dangerous play as they go across. Hit Sharp with a crossfield kick, batted back by Gagai, and Cherry picks it up. Well, that was ugly at the back end of a set, Kevin Walters. It just didn't seem to work out for Newcastle in that.
No.
They've lost their way a little at the moment.
Yeah, they're a bit rattled with their attack. Ponga's getting a little bit frustrated, but I feel if they can just stay with the plan they've got and just those last play options, though, get the ball up in the air, get it down the ground and get it up in the air, compete on it and turn the ball over inside that 20-metre or 10-metre zone of the Bulldogs. At the moment, it's been the field position has been all Bulldogs.
So the ball now with played, and it comes back to that left, and here comes Max King, who goes across on the Mam on the left-hand side, now to Cherry. Now the Dogs are starting there. Cherry was passing to the sideline, Benteo, and there was no one there.
Well, Montoya dropped underneath them, but he didn't know.
So now with Hayward back inside to Preston, and Preston is just workmanship-like. Look at him go. They can't get him to the ground. He's just such a talent, this edge forward. Dogs leading 2-0, 9 to play in the first half. Crossfield kick from Sexton. Goes to the southwest corner. Carraz goes up, drops it. Best gets it. Now Best is away. The foot race is on. He goes back inside. Ball loose on the deck. Crichton picks it up. Play the ball now to Sexton, and it's play on. Well, now everybody's barking orders at Ashley Klein. So, no advantage to Newcastle. They got let off the hook there, Kevin.
Well, there's no advantage. It's a free hit now. You might as well say a free hit because the Bulldogs turned the ball over and the Knights took it back downfield about 30 metres. There's Carraz in the air. Best gets it here. Play on. Best runs 25 metres.
That's a rotten call by Klein. Yeah. I mean, there's got to be
It's a free hit. We've seen it all year, Dormo.
Yeah, but there's advantage, and you can choose to take
There's no advantage. They lost possession.
Yeah, anyway, expert.
I like it.
What would I know? What would I know?
But I like the rule, Dobbo. Yeah. It entertains football. It entertains.
It does promote them to have a crack, but I just do think that then you throw a loose pass like Bradden Best then, and then the Dogs regain possession, well, you should be penalised for that at least. Not it goes back the other way. Anyway, we play on. Newcastle trail 2-0.
We're not fighting, are we, Ben?
Never, Kevin. There's Ponga with the ball. Well,
now that's a penalty.
That should be a penalty. It's 6 again. They get a ruck infringement there. Ponga got manhandled trying to get to the ground as Frizzell now on the halfway. To the right-hand side they go. And this is where they're doing, well, Hetherington's into the game, so anything could happen now. He'll punch on suspicion. So now they play flat pass as well. And a mistake. I don't mind what Newcastle were trying to set there. They look dangerous, but they just couldn't execute it. We'll go to the sideline quickly for Bob Jane T-Mart. Michael Chamis.
This is not good for Canterbury fans.
No,
Stephen
it's not.
Crichton jammed in there, and he's come off second best. It looks like he's clutching at a collarbone or a shoulder. He's come in here and put a shot on, I think it's Jermaine McEwen, and that left shoulder. It doesn't look good for Stephen Crichton. Fingers crossed. It's not bad, but at the moment he's still on the ground.
Oh, hang on. We're having a look at the replay. Yeah, that doesn't look good. You're right.
Well, he dropped straight to the ground, didn't he? He knew he'd done something.
Wow, well, this is a huge story brewing at the moment with the medical staff looking at Stephen Crichton, the Canterbury captain at the moment.
Well, the problem is at the moment is you've got Kalen Ponga who's stepping up to first receiver, and he's doing a lot of the ball playing, but he's his best when he's out the back. You want him out the back, like someone like Cogger. Cogger needs to step up to that front line and really unleash out the back. You've got Sharp and Ponga with their speed and deception there. I know Ponga's an exceptional ball player, but I know where I'd rather have him.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you there, Ben. And maybe that's something half-time, just 7 minutes away, something they'll discuss at half-time. But that was a nice shape that they ran there with a double lead on the inside shoulder and someone at the back. And Crichton had to come in. He had to come in to make the tackle, and unfortunately, got a whack on the collarbone for his trouble.
If you're just joining us, 7 minutes left in the first half, and we're just having a look at the Harvey Norman replay as Stephen Crichton ran into McEwen and Elliott, tried to make a tackle and went straight to the ground, clutching his shoulder. Canterbury leading 2-0, and look, he's to his feet, and the doctor's just still assessing it, but this is a concern, isn't it, just for...
Well, you don't want a bung shoulder coming up against Bradman Best for 60, or what have we got left? 40, 50 minutes in the game.
50 minutes left in the game. And Crichton is, well, he's a professional. He knows he's got to the ground now. So He's saying he's right. They're assessing him at the moment, having a look. So Crichton's back to his feet. That's good news for rugby league. But you can bet, like anything, Bradman Best, we know where he'll be running at, and we know where these edge forwards will be going straight for Bentio.
You got to take him on now and test out that shoulder, see how willing he is to get his body into it.
So Bronson Cherry with the ball. 7:50 left in the first half. Canterbury 2, Newcastle 0. Accor Stadium, Sunday night football. Bentio, Kevin Walters, Ben Dobbin with you on a Sunday night. Been an awesome round, multicultural round. As now the Dogs trying to work some magic. Sexton goes into the line. Tracy on that right-hand side almost got through, but it was Sharp and Bradman Best who did a very nice job defensively. Sexton out the back to Mam, then to Hayward, back inside underneath to Preston. Middle of the field, last tackle, 25 out. Really big opportunity now, as now they come across. And this is another opportunity. They go high, ball loose on the deck, into touch. No one touched that, did they? Yes, they did. Newcastle have touched it, so the Dogs are going to get another opportunity.
Well, I feel sorry for Greg Marsden here because he's getting all the bombs put down.
They're peppering him.
He's got Jacob Carraz coming down.
They're going to challenge it now. He's saying he didn't touch it.
Captain's challenge here from Newcastle.
Kevin, we've been looking for a winger.
Well,
this could be it.
This could be a man over the weekend. Well, I have peppered him, as you boys mentioned. And I think he's touched this here and it's gone into touch. So I'm not sure why they captain's challenge.
Well, Marziu's saying he didn't touch it. We're having a look at the Harvey Norman replay there now.
Well,
no.
Right hand,
Carraz.
Jacob Carraz, just looking at perspective.
There you go.
Looks like Carraz.
This becomes a knock-on from the Bulldogs. The ball goes in.
Well done. Good challenge, Newcastle.
Yeah.
So Newcastle will get the ball back just quickly for Bob Jane team up. We need to go to the sideline. Michael Chamis, you've got an update on Crichton.
Yeah, just spoke to Bulldog staff at the moment. They said it's just a stinger, the old stinger. They said that he's had it before. He had an issue with it last year. They think he'll be okay.
Thank you, mate. You'd hope that's all it is. Half-time can't come quick enough, can it, boys?
Ben, you would have got a few stingers in your day, the way you used to belt people.
Yeah. I think, just get that shooting pain down your arm, and it's nothing too serious, really. You know if you've done something bad, it's a bad feeling when you get the loose sublax. Once that happens, you know you're in trouble.
I had the stinging feeling down my arm, but when I broke my neck. But anyway, I've been through it. Anyway. Not a football injury, it's a liker injury. Now we go to the right-hand side. It goes to Cogger.
Bloody snake.
Bloody snake. Tracy took the ball 5 metres from his own line, got away from the first, then gets the offload. Now Montoya puts some footwork on. Oh, it was classy footwork. It was high as well for him on him, but the referee says, no, we're going to play on. 5:40 left in the first half, and the Dogs, they've had to make a heap of tackles, so have Newcastle. They get the offload, and Tracy, 30 metres out, shifts across to the left. Here's Cherry, who tried to straighten. Oh, that battle's good between him and Cant, isn't it? It's a very enjoyable battle at the moment.
He's doing great, Thomas Cant, against Cherry there. Again, it was an early shifting yardage. He had so much space to try and stand up Thomas Cant, and he still did a great job defensively.
So now they're starting to get a roll on the Dogs. 4 tackles into the set. They're 40 metres out. Marnie goes to Mam. Mam goes to Jack Dodd. Jack Dodd, no, he overran it. Still going Mam, and he's brought down. Gets the ball. Oh, loose tag. And that's knock on by Newcastle. Well, that is lucky. I thought it was held. Leo Thompson has made the infringement as Mam tried to get the ball away. Kurt Mam, so I thought Kurt Mann did the right thing. I thought he called held. We're just having a look at the Harvey Norman replay. Gets the offload, and Thompson knocks on.
Well, I don't know how that's a knock on. He's facing his own goal line. But he got in between the pass from back to Reed Marnie. It's good work from Thompson because he gets that offload away. The Knights would have been in a bit of trouble, but here they go again. Another set.
Can Newcastle hold on? We're 4 minutes from half time. Sexton to that right. Hayward out the back. Tracy to Crichton. Loose pass to Carraz. Now he comes back to the left. They're 30 metres out. Dancing around like ballerinas, and they're brought to the ground. Just short of the Westpac red zone. Clock winding down before half-time. Here goes Harry Hayes with the ball.
They're lining up to go back at our man Cant.
So now they come out the back. That's the way they're heading. Hayward. Then it goes to Cherry. One-on-one. Cant just got a hand to the jersey. Cherry to the ground. But it's getting close, isn't it? Oh, there's a battle royale out there. So now back to the right-hand side. 10 metres out. Canterbury. Man goes across to Harry Hayes, and he's brought down in a very good tackle in the end by Hetherington. Sexton, then out the back. It goes across. Crichton, knock-ons. Crichton knocks the ball on, trying to get his arms free.
It's phenomenal. Great defence, the Knights. Again, both edges are working well together. Now, the left edge of the Knights is rushing up and putting enormous pressure on the Bulldogs. The other edge, where Cant is, well, they're just holding their space. And Ponga, I've got to say, is doing a magnificent job at the back, getting the numbers right, Gobbo, for where the threat is. He's putting numbers where the threat is, and he's getting it right 100%. Well, great defence.
Again, the Bulldogs had an option there, whether they go back to their left and give Bronson Cherry a crack at Thomas Gant, or they go to their right, and they gave it to their right. They gave it to Stephen Crichton one-on-one there with Bradman Best. And again, it's a great battle, but Bradman Best, he's just delivering and really shutting him down.
So now they come off their own line, and
look at that stat, 23 times tackled in opposition 20, the Bulldogs to 8 for Newcastle Knights. That's just crazy.
It's just a matter of whether they can maintain that, Ben. It's a lot of extra defensive work, isn't it? Inside close to your try line, but they seem to be okay at the moment. A rest just 2.5 minutes away for the Knights.
Choice Hotel stack, Crossland to Elliott. That looked like it was forward. It was flat at least. So 5 tackles, they're 45 metres out. So they've worked up the field as Ponga kicks on the last. Tracy comes in. Well, be careful, Connor. You can't lead with the foot. He brought to the ground. So they're going to shift early. So they're trying to go to the left. Montoya's in a move. He ran into Jack Cogger, and Cant, that man who's been awesome in the setters, comes back to Carraz.
He's a big body, Carraz, isn't he, Ben? A lot bigger than...
Yeah, he's huge.
Come back and looks in pretty good shape.
Big wingers for Canterbury. Marnie will go to the right. Man now changes direction, goes back to the left, tried to link up with Preston, took it one out, and he's wrestled just over the halfway by Frizzell and Cant. And so now they'll stay on that short side. Hayward then looking for a runner, back to the right. Sexton, they're 40 metres out. Loose pass to Josh Curran. Curran then flat-footed. Now we'll go back to the left. Try to get his arm free. They're going backwards at the moment. Sexton ran into a wall of Newcastle supporters. Sharp was there with players, and now Hayward kicked on the last. And this time the kick chases, not a lot of pressure. Ponga will have plenty of time. Come back, try to get his arms away.
Watch out.
And they bring him to the ground. Under a minute left. It's 2-0 Canterbury over Newcastle. It could be at the soccer the way this is going. Here comes.
It's been a great half of football for both teams. Obviously, the Bulldogs have had a lot of possession on the Knights line, but the Knights continually just bringing it hard off their own try line. And when they get into some sort of opportunity, they come up with a mistake or an error. Or so.
Well, they're going to go to break here. They're going to be so happy, the Newcastle Knights, especially Adam O'Brien, just the amount of defence they've done. I think the only unhappy person is going to be the groundsman, because they've only played a game in one area of the field, and you know what they're like, those groundsmen.
Oh, they're very picky, but
they get very upset if you don't move it around.
So they work back towards the middle. This time, Cogger, he goes high. Now it comes back. Carraz comes back in, and he takes the ball back towards the 40-metre line. And that's half-time and a penalty. What's Ashley Klein going to do? Are you going to say that's half-time? I think everybody needs a breather. What a half of football we've had here. Canterbury 2, Newcastle 0. Can you believe that? It's been a long time since we've fought a game. There hasn't been a try in. Well, that's the first half of football with no tries. Great game of footy on our hands from Accor Stadium. We'll take a break, dissect the first half as Triple M rocks the footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
Thanks to the reliable Mitsubishi Triton, nothing can frighten a Triton.
We've been paying your M's, yeah. Free tolls for a year. The M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, M7, and the
Triple M's Pay Your M's.
We just want to know, what tolls do you use?
Free tolls for an entire year.
The M5 and the M4.
M2 and M7 tolls every day.
Congratulations, you've won tolls for a year.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you guys.
The Triple M toll booth opens with Triple M breakfast and right across the day tomorrow.
Planning a relaxing poolside stay in Bali? Or looking to explore the City of London? Protect your trip with Qantas Travel Insurance and earn up to 10,000 Qantas points when you take out a policy by 28 May. That's points you could put towards flights, upgrades, hotel stays and more. Search Qantas Travel Insurance and get a quick quote today. Issued by AIG Australia Limited. Consider PDS and TMD at qantas.com/travel insurance. T&Cs apply.
I love my NRL on KO.
Nico Hines.
Yes, Brave.
More enthusiasm. KO has every game of every round live with no ad breaks in play. Let's try again.
KO, get on board.
That's better.
GIO protects your precious footy time. Proudly presented by Your Car. In any traffic jam, it's your stadium on wheels, allowing you to listen, cheer, and never miss a moment. If it's precious to you, protect it with us. GIO Comprehensive Motor Insurance. Protect precious. Visit gio.com.au.
Limits and exclusions apply. Before buying insurance issued by GIO, read the PDS and consider whether it's right for you. Go online for a copy. TMD also available.
Yeah, I was caught hooning around on my jet ski. Yeah, I was speeding. Yeah, I was caught riding too close to swimmers. I copped a hefty fine. I lost my licence. I copped my jet ski being seized. So if you ride recklessly, speed, or endanger others on our waterways, take it from me. You can stop it or cop it. A message from the New South Wales Government.
At Bunnings Trade, we've got your next build covered with prefabricated frame and truss. From townhouses and single dwellings to large developments, we provide uniquely designed solutions to suit your needs. It's the fast, efficient way to build from start to finish. Call 134 Trade to ask about frame and truss today.
Tell the sun to get stuff, get stuff. I'm trying to sleep it if you don't mind. Tell the sun to get stuff, and block out the light, screen away blinds, screen away blinds. If you're working in the night, sleeping through the day, sun shining through your window and it just won't go away. Tell the sun to get stuff, and block out the light, screen away blinds, screen away blinds. Shut up! The board is on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
Thanks to the reliable Mitsubishi Triton, nothing can frighten a Triton.
Welcome back as Triple M rocks the football, and boy oh boy haven't we got a game of football. Ben Teo, Ben Dobbin, Kevin Walters and Michael Chamis for the last game of round 5 of the Telstra Premiership. If you're just joining us, the Storm were too good in the early game over the Seagulls, 48 points to 24. But this game, boys, unbelievable what's going on. Half time, it's 2-0 Canterbury over the Newcastle Knights. Now, Ben Teo and Kevin Walters talk us through some of these stats. It's been quite an amazing game of football at the moment, evenly matched. What we do know is the Newcastle Knights are without 2 players, Saifidi and Schiller, who are gone. Saifidi with a calf injury, Schiller with HIA, Cat 1. We've got for the Bulldogs, Stephen Crichton with a shoulder injury. Yeah. He'll be assessed over half-time. But this is a battle royale at the moment.
Well, yeah, look, 2-0. Obviously, both teams have been very brave and courageous on the defensive end. But to Newcastle Knights, to have all those injuries and those things thrown their way, and then to defend it the way they have. Look, there's been lots of errors, so 8 errors for the Newcastle Knights to 7 for the Bulldogs. Possessions start to even up. It's 56-44 in favour of the Bulldogs. But this is the stat here, territory. 67% to the Bulldogs, only 33 for the Knights. So you can imagine there that the Newcastle Knights have just, all they've done is carry off their own end, defend their line. Defuse a bomb, carry off their end, defend their line. That's pretty much how this game's gone. The Bulldogs have tried really hard to take a lot of juice out of them. It's been nice and direct, but one of the battles out there at the moment is Thomas Cant. He's out there at right centre, marking up against Bronson Cherry. Now, Cant's a back rower, but he's doing a phenomenal job. So we're seeing lots of individual battles everywhere, Kevin.
Yeah, we certainly are. And the other big stat that I could see is the run metres. So the Bulldogs have run for 913 metres, whereas the Knights have run for 570. So about half. So that's where the possession comes into it as well. And the Knights have just hung on well with their defence. It's been brilliant goal line defence to continually repel the Bulldogs' attack. It seems to me like they've got them covered, but where the Knights have let themselves down is their handling errors, and when they've got into positions to build some pressure, they've come up with an error. So, we really haven't seen the best of Kalen Ponga yet.
No. If you're Adam O'Brien, you're really happy with the effort defensively, but they've got to get their attack better. That is the big issue for them. They've been very clunky in attack.
Yeah, and I could see that with Ponga. He needs... he's trying to take control of the attack, but it's not happening how we'd like to see it. I think Bradman Best is the key for the Knights in this second half, to get him some open ball on that allegedly crook shoulder of Crichton. That'd be the first place I'd be attacking, is in that space, because Best is a powerful ball runner, and Crichton at his best is a wonderful defender. But let's test him out a little bit, Ben. See how that shoulder's going. How's your Rocky boulders? They look pretty good to me, just sitting beside you here. Hey, look at this big unit here.
He's a big unit. What do you like about Canterbury and what they've done in the first half?
Well, I like that they were patient, because once the curveballs came and the Newcastle Knights lost the winger and they lost the front rower, I think the Bulldogs switched into that mode of, okay, let's play the long game here. We know that they only have 2 on the bench. Right, they've used them in the changes. Let's suck the juice out of them and get them later in the game. So they've played very direct, very calm, lots of drop-off plays. And look, there's no doubt, fatigue-wise, Newcastle Knights will be a lot more fatigued. So I think the Bulldogs have been quite patient. If they can pull off this game, we might look back on this first half and say, well, they were only up 2 points to 0, but they did the job that they had to.
Yeah, I just feel that maybe potentially for Newcastle, half-time, everybody says, I couldn't have come at a better... Sometimes that can be a negative.
Yeah.
They're just up, they're on there, then they have a break, and then, hang on, the floodgates can get open.
That's the coach's job there, to give the right messages at half-time, keep them positive, but also remind them that they need to win the possession in the second half. Their ball control has got to improve.
It certainly
They've got to
does.
chop that number down to 2 or 3 handling errors, and they'll win the game, Dobbo.
We're going to take a break. Half-time here. Second half not far away. 2-0 Dogs over Newcastle as Triple M rocks the footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
Thanks to the reliable Mitsubishi Triton, nothing can frighten a Triton.
Geez, they're working hard out there, and all you have at Cbus members kicking back, enjoying the game, just know that your super fund is working hard for you too, securing strong, long-term returns for your retirement you've earned. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS, the TMD, to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
We've been paying your M's, yeah, free tolls for a year. The M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, M7, and the
Triple M's pay your M's.
We just want to know, what tolls do you...
Free tolls for an entire year.
The M5 and the M4.
M2 and M7 tolls every day.
Congratulations, you've won tolls for a year.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Whoa, thank you guys.
The Triple M toll booth opens with Triple M breakfast and right across the day tomorrow.
When did food get so fussy? Liquid nitrogen, blowtorches, drizzles, foams. Try Every Plate's deliciously simple meal kits instead. Affordable 4-step recipes prepared in as little as 15 minutes. Every Plate. Get stuck in.
All right, sir, so what kind of holiday are you after?
I am thinking a tropical skiing art trip.
Okay.
With a safari.
Liam doesn't like to compromise.
Faced with a choice, I choose everything.
That's why he switched his home loan to Macquarie, where good borrowers get it all. A great rate with all the features he could need, seamlessly managed through the award-winning Macquarie Bank app.
That way I don't miss out on anything.
Get a home loan designed with good borrowers in mind. Search Macquarie Home Loans or speak to your broker and say,
I bank with Macquarie.
Lending criteria, fees and T's and C's apply.
At Officeworks, unlock new AI experiences to be more productive and creative on HP PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra 5 and Ultra 7, starting from $697. We won't be beaten on price with our price beat guarantee. Exclusions apply.
Jacko.
Yeah, you've had a few, and the overconfident you is thinking, I'll drive home. Easy, just around the corner. But Jack, say hello to your Terry godmother. A 6'5" friendly reminder that just a few is a few too many. And those sweet somethings Terry's whispering. Booze-induced poor judgment. Get a taxi. Good idea. And it was your good idea, Jack. If you're drinking, don't drive. What's your plan B? A message from the New South Wales Government.
The new Minecraft Movie Happy Meal has arrived at Macca's. Collect all 12 toys and build your universe. It's fun for the whole family, only at Macca's. Available 10:30am till midnight while stocks last for a limited time only. A Minecraft movie only in cinemas.
Do you have a big piece of junk you wish would disappear?
Would you happily pay to make it go away?
How does $149 sound?
Did you just promise that we would haul away any first item for just $149?
Yes. Wasn't that the plan?
Well, it is now.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Let the party begin.
1-800-GOT-JUNK will haul away the first thing you point at. Anything two strong people can carry.
For just $149.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1800gotjunk.com.au.
Dan Murphy's March catalogue is out now with great drinks at even better prices, like Mumm Cordon Rouge non-vintage, only $59.90 for My Dan's members. Offers end April 9. Choose to drink wise. Conditions apply.
Shut up! The board is on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
Tradies, big jobs, small jobs, tough jobs. Beacon Trade's got the lighting, fans and electrical to get it done. Join up at beacontrade.com.au.
Oh, welcome back. Half-time here. Second half not far away as Triple M rocks the football for Ream Hot Water and Macca's. It's 2-0 on the Triple M Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard. And, boys, I want to thank McDonald's. You know, they do a lot of wonderful things, McDonald's, but this new hot honey that has dropped for a limited time could be one of the greatest.
Is that a burger?
Well, they've got the honey drop, so they've got the spicy hot honey. They've got the honey range. You can get the honey McCrispy, the honey McSpicy, or this is Ben Teo's favourite, just the hot honey dipping sauce.
Yeah.
Nuggets. He doesn't buy the nuggets, he just buys the sauce and takes it home. That's what he does.
That's what you do. You can dip whatever you want in it.
Okay, righto. Triple M rocks the football.
You right, Ben?
Teo. Ben Teo. I don't know.
Mate, we've got a game and a half here. Let's get back to the footy. Don't worry about the Maccas.
No, well, I'll be getting on the way home. I'll tell you that now. 2-0 Canterbury over Newcastle.
Right.
And the old jersey change at half time. It looks like a few of these dogs have had the jersey change.
Yeah, it's nice there. Freshen up. I wasn't a fan of it myself, but
you always want to stay in the same kit. What about you, Kev?
Well, we only had one jersey in my day, mate. And it was full of blood and that when I used to play. Blood, sweat and tears. But I kept it on, Dobbo.
Yeah, you did.
I kept it on.
I do think with Saifidi out of the game and Schiller.
Yeah. They've got to win the possession, Dobbo.
Yeah, but it's going to be hamper them at the back end of this game.
Not if they can control the ball and control the possession of when they get the ball.
Yeah.
If they get an even share, which they haven't, they'll be fine. But it's when they continually have to defend, that's when the Knights' game plan will go out the window and they'll get frustrated.
And if they can get some joy on the attacking end of the Newcastle Knights, you know what it's like. You just get a real lift because you've been through the worst. Your chips are down. You've lost players. You've been backs against the wall, and then you score a try. That'll give them the lift that they need to go on for 40 minutes. Footy players can do this for 40 minutes.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be an interesting 40 minutes.
It's going to be an interesting 10 minutes, Dobbo. This is really important part of this second half. The way that both teams start this second half, critical for the outcome of the game.
You won a premiership at this stadium, Kev, back in 2000. Am I right in saying that? Of course.
You did, yes.
Yeah. And Benny Teo, you won here in 2014.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful field to play at, isn't it? Like, it's been a very, very handy field. Very good field.
It's a big game park. That's where all the big stuff happens.
It certainly does. Long tunnel walk. It's a very long walk out there.
Yeah.
Almost forget where you are on the way out. Anyway, dogs are running back out there. Here come the dogs. Crichton looks like he's back out in the field.
I'm sticking with my tip, Dobbo. The Knights to bring it home strong, a physical and a dominant second 40 to get the Knights home here. Ponga and Best and Gagai, they're the three to keep an eye on. Oh, and also Fletcher Sharp. Keep an eye on him. He is very sharp. Well, he'll score a try in this second half.
Oh, hang on. Okay. Let's not go off too early.
No, I'm telling you, Dobbo.
Okay, well, if you're wrong.
I do have that problem sometimes.
What about Danny Badiris in the blue shirt? Yeah, well, you know that feeling. You're a blue shirt.
Yeah.
pretty illustrious group of blokes who run around the blue shirts. Ben T over the Broncos. Danny Badeiras for the Knights tonight.
Or Brett Hodgson last night.
Yeah.
West Tigers.
Danny's not a dual international, though, is he?
No,
well, our bloke here's a dual, mate.
He certainly is.
Hey?
He certainly is.
And multicultural round as well. Samoan, English.
Very multicultural.
You are.
Yeah.
English,
Polish,
Samoan, Australian, New Zealand. I don't know if there's any Australian, but anyway.
He's a Queenslander, mate.
Yeah,
That'll do me.
I don't know if he's that either. But anyway, we're back with the game. Benny Teo, Kevin Walters, Ben Dobb and Michael Chavis. We'll get to him in a minute. 2-0 Canterbury over Newcastle. Second half underway on the Triple M Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard. So the Dogs coming up their own line, and they'll have the first opportunity with the ball in the second half. As Harry Hayes made a nice kick. Now, this is Reid Marnie going for a 40-20. It was not a bad option. It was a third tackle option. Ponga read it well. Came back from a wall. Curran and Crichton.
Yeah. This is the Dogs' tactics, Dobbo. Kick early. Try and bash them into a corner.
Well, I'm hoping Greg Marzi was there on the wing, but Ponga got in there just to alleviate. Here's that man that you believe is going to score some tries in the second half, in Fletcher Sharp, and he's just made a real mistake.
No patience.
Yeah, so that's a silly mistake by Sharp. So now the Dogs go on the attack, and this time it's with the 16 in Jack Todd, and he takes the ball to the Westpac red zone, 20 metres out. So they'll go to the right side now as Tracy tips one underneath to Josh Curran, and Curran goes forward, and he's 9 metres out. The open side is the left, and now they'll come across to Connor Tracy, then to Mann, then to Sexton. Underneath is Preston, and he's 10 metres out. Elliott brings him to the ground finally, along with Hetherington. 4 tackles into the set. This is dangerous signs, as now they come flat pass as well.
Shot.
Ponga on Hayes. Winger on front rower. He's more than a winger, he's a fullback. Sexton last tackle. Marzu goes up, ball loose on the deck. I think Curran scored. I think Josh Curran scored. He's kicked it to the crowd. Let's have a listen to Ashley Klein. It was a crossfield kick from Sexton.
We have no tries. I have initially knocked backwards off the Bulldogs. We're just looking to see when the second player comes in, does he ground the ball or knock it on?
Oh, wow.
Why do they say no try when they don't know? So talk us through this, Ben Teo.
It's been cleared in the lead-up.
Yeah, it's knocked back here from Carraz again.
Just
that one-on-one battle
which way
with
the ball goes from
Marzu.
Jacob Carraz.
Is it knocked back, though, Ben? I think it maybe bumps into Marzu's hand, is it?
Marzu's hands definitely got there, so...
That's gone forward.
The ball initially goes backwards from Jacob Carraz.
That's a try. That's a try.
They need to determine if Josh Curran takes possession.
Josh Curran.
He doesn't take possession.
You don't think he does? So Curran's going to the ground. I don't know.
No.
They can award this.
What are you thinking, Ben? You're smarter than all of us.
I'm thinking try.
Just need to determine if Josh Curran catches grips.
Well, he's confident. They're walking back the Bulldog.
Yeah. I feel like he's got it on his fingertips.
Oh, hang on. This is line ball. The fact that it's no try by ruled upstairs could cost them. But either way, this is a huge call. I think it's a try looking at it.
Well, there's two angles. One makes it look like he does take control.
The ball is initially gripped by Josh Curran. Yeah. He then transfers the ball forward to the goal line without losing it. We have a decision.
It's a try.
It's a try. Josh Curran has scored a try for Canterbury.
Well, again, the Bulldogs just relentless, aren't they? They just keep.
That's a try.
Keep kicking the Carraz. Keep kicking the Carraz. Oh, poor Greg Marzu, he's going to have nightmares about this, but I'm sure he knew it was coming.
Well, Fletcher Sharp will have nightmares as well, because he was the one to come up with the error.
Oh, that's a great try. Well done. And so they've made a mistake, Newcastle, and this is exactly what we said, Kevin. You said that first 10 minutes up at half-time.
Critical.
We saw it last night in the Brisbane West Tigers game, and it's the same thing. Good sides can make you pay. Josh Curran very lucky to get the try, but he'll score that, so 6-0 on the Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard.
Well, again, and early on in the game, Toby Sexton, he's been putting these kicks a lot for them. But Kiraz here, when he gets up in the air, Toby Sexton has put this ball on the money. There's enough hang time. It's landing directly on the try line. So Greg Marzu, he had to backpedal into his own end goal to come forward for And it's just when the kick's on the money there, you've got the height and the athleticism of Perez, he's always going to get up higher. And they've gone there a couple of times. They haven't got the joy. But this time, Curran was there to clean up the scraps and get a try.
54%. Stephen Crichton lines this one up on the Pertec kick predictor, almost on the eastern touchline, 2 in, 22 metres back. Crichton with an important kick, comes in, strikes at it, looked good in the air, was a phenomenal kick. 8-0, Canterbury go to the lead over Newcastle as Triple M rocks the footy.
Specsavers Audiology. Don't leave your teammates on the sideline. Get everyone back into the game with Specsavers Audiology. Book an appointment with a Specsavers hearing expert today and rediscover the joy of everyday sounds.
The Bulldogs fans, they were a bit confused. They misinterpreted what the video ref had said in the bunker. They thought it was a no try. Even the Knights players, they started walking towards a scrum or getting the ball back, and when the try signal came up, the crowd went crazy. Just an update from half-time, boys. Adam O'Brien very proud of his team, the way they fought. He wants them to do in the second half, and the Bulldogs, the message is simple. Stop trying to go around them, go through the middle.
Yeah, I think that's what you were saying as well, Ben Teo. They really want to do. There's some holes starting to appear through the middle, and this is the way they've gone straight away. Jack Dodd, thank you, Michael Chamis, for Bob Jane Timo. Yeah. And just absolutely. So that's Crossland, and he's in Disneyland. So I don't know what they're going to do there, but we'll wait and see. Crossland looks like he's a bit. Well, I thought he was knocked out. He's got back to his feet, and Phoenix Crossland looks like he'll play on. Well, obviously, the HIA will have a look at that. Maybe we misinterpreted it. Marzu took the ball. Now he'll take it back on the 20. He runs back into Carraz. And he just escapes the touchline. Well, we could almost see that, Ben Teo.
So strong.
Run back to the middle.
Yeah, you've got to get away from the sideline. But Greg Marzu's so strong and powerful, built low to the ground. About 4 or 5 Bulldogs players just couldn't get him over the sideline there. But again, look, the Bulldogs are just playing a direct game. They're going through the middle.
Camp with the ball now. Thank you. Expert comments from Bob Jane T-Mart. We'll go to the sideline. Michael Chamis.
No, I don't think it'll be long before Crossland comes from the field, boys. Jaden Brayley's just stood up there. There's some movement on the Knights bench. It looks like the NRL doctors having a look to see Phoenix Crossland has to come up for a HIA.
This is the drama, and a good kick and a chase. Carraz got the offload to Connor Tracy. That's great work by the winger, and Tracy comes back up the field to the 20. 8-0 Dogs over Newcastle. 6 gone second half as Hayward comes up the middle, and we're still waiting for that call on Phoenix Crossland, but at this stage, nothing's happened. So Sexton marches up the middle, and now the Dogs are starting to peel them. And there's a penalty. Hang on. There's a sin binning.
It's really going from bad to worse here for the Knights.
I think it is. Just waiting. You should block.
Hang on. We're just waiting. Well, Crossland is... Oh, well, hang on.
Is that a trip? He's got his back to him.
Crossland's gone to the sin bin for 10.
He's just going off, Dobbo. He's just going off.
He's gone for 10, mate. He's in the sin bin for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Phoenix Crossland's in the sin bin for 10 minutes.
A trip.
And that's her a trip. 10 minutes to Phoenix Crossland.
Well, he's retreating back on side there, and the Bulldogs had the momentum. It was Toby Sexton was running the footy, and he just turned and put his foot out, his left foot out, and tripped him up. He deserves 10 in the bin for that.
That's stupid. Now the Dogs right on the attack. Oh, here comes Jacob Preston with a strong run, makes 10 metres. They are 10 metres out. Right opportunity. Marnie goes to the right. Now they just go straight through him.
Wow.
It's Jack Dodd. What a great try by the Dogs. And the floodgates have opened. 12-0 kick to come on the Triple M Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard.
Well, they certainly have, Dobbo. We said how important this start to the second half was for both teams, and the Bulldogs have shot out of the blocks. They've gone straight through the middle of the Knights' defence on a couple of occasions. And on this one, the big fella just got the ball and powered straight through the Knights. There was no defenders in front of him.
Yeah.
He was virtually untouched, Ben.
Well, he's come off the bench here, Jack Todd, and they had momentum, and it all started from the quick play the ball from Toby Sexton.
Wow.
Then he got tripped over, and then Felix Crossland goes off. But this was nice here. Reid Marnie just jumps out, hits Jack Todd, And the Newcastle Knights players, they just can't turn around, retreat fast enough and get into the contest. He pretty much goes to untouched, but the amount of momentum he had built up on this carry, no one was going to stop him.
got near him.
No one got near him.
No one got near him. So,
no, they're shell-shocked, the Knights. Well, the sin binning and the way they started this second half with 2 tries against them, oh, it's going to be hard now for the Knights. A man down. This will be 14-0. Crichton will throw this over. It's virtually right in front of the post. Was that his first try in the NRL?
I think that's why there was so much.
There's a lot of emotion around his try.
They're all jumping all over each other. Good on them.
So Crichton now comes in 80% on the per-tech kick predict and threw it over. 14-0 Canterbury over Newcastle. 8 gone in the second half as Triple M rocks the footy.
Hot water needs replacing? Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. You know who we're talking about. Built tough for Aussie conditions and manufacturing right here in Australia for over 80 years. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Rheem.
I just went to check with the Knights bench around the Phoenix Crossland situation. The NRL doctor was looking at that HIA, but once he got sent to the sin bin, there was no point looking at it. They moved on. They're unable to use that free interchange the Knights, which they desperately needed, given the fact they've lost a few players to injury. This looks like it might be a pretty disappointing finish to the game, the way the Bulldogs are playing.
Yeah, you're right. And if he'd come off, because you would felt that he was going to come off from the NRL, but they were playing silly buggers Newcastle. Then he sticks a leg out, right, gets sin bin, they lose that extra man. And now they're in a hell of a mess now on the Triple M Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard. We've got 8 minutes gone in this second half. What was 2-0 now looks 14-0. 2 back-to-back tries, and the Dogs are starting to open them up as Connor Tracy goes up the middle. They talk about going up the middle. Well, it's opened up like a can of Heinz spaghetti. Jeez, he's got good sexton, hasn't he?
Well, he's just running the footy. That's something different in his game.
So Hayward goes high. Marzu makes a mistake. Ball loose on the deck. Last tackle. Dogs have scored again. This time it's the 200 gamer in Kurt Mann. And the Dogs are having a party right under the post. 18-0 kick to come. They're going to have a look at that. Yep. But poor old Greg Marzu, he's going to have nightmares about getting peppered with bombs.
It was just an avalanche there of momentum and energy. Just the Bulldogs just passing one off the ruck and just going straight through the middle, getting in good field position. Then Bailey Hayward putting up a nice kick there again on Marzu for Carraz. The ball apparently comes backwards into the hand of Kurt Mann. For me, this goes forward.
That's gone forward.
No, it hasn't. It's gone backwards. He took it on the line and it was behind the line.
Kurt Mann cleaned it up, but there could have been 3 or 4 players that could have picked up this loose footy here and scored. That's just how much energy the Bulldogs have got. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players down there scrapping over the footy trying to get a try.
They are, Ben, and there's no Knights players. The only player, Ponga was in the contest, so he got taken out of action, and there was no other Knights players in the picture. That might be a telling factor of their energy level.
Oh, hang on, Kevin, you might be right.
Carraz is offside, right? He's offside from the kick.
Right.
And knock on.
Yep.
They can't rule on a knock on, mate. Oh, yeah, of
Ball
course they can.
touches Jacob Carraz's left hand here, just looking at perspective.
He's on the line. That's the thing that I don't understand. He's on the line. So he's right bang smack on the 10-metre line.
Well, just before it.
Yeah, but look where Kurt Mann...
And the ball travels forward towards the opponent's dead ball line. This is a knock.
But hang on, let it bounce. Look where it bounces.
Over the line.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, hang on, I've got to put my glasses on. Sorry.
That's what I don't understand.
Line.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a 50-50, that one.
Line ball. Anyway, it'll be a no try. So... they're not having a party. It's 14-0 on the Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard.
Well,
Bob Jane T-Mart, Michael Chamis.
Well, bizarre on that one. Generally, when it goes upstairs, unless it's something obvious, they don't overturn it. But that one seems to go against the Bulldogs. Just an update for the Knights. If they lose another player right now while Phoenix Crossland's in the bin, they've got no one to replace him. Jack Hetherington's just come from the field with a shoulder injury. So we'll get an update on Jack Hetherington, but they could be down to 1 on the bench.
Well, they're down to 12 players at the moment. They trail 14-0. And we've got 31 minutes left in this one. Now, Canterbury have the bye next week, and then Good Friday, that annual clash. They could get 80,000 there if they're undefeated. If they're undefeated on Good Friday, it will be an absolute sellout at a core stadium. And we all know that fixture, Bulldogs Rabbitohs, like they're a special. It's a special game. Always is on Good Friday. You would have played in some of those classes, Ben T.
Yeah, outstanding. They're probably the biggest crowds you get outside of a grand final or a prelim.
So the Dogs leading 14-0. Second half, 30 to play. As now Bronson Cherry goes one out. Second half possession on the Choice Hotel. 64% Canterbury have had. Completing 6 from 6. It's almost Cameron Serraldo would just be like, thank you. And everything just rocking along smoothly. That at this stage will remain undefeated after 5 weeks. As now that man Jack Todd, who scored a really good try earlier. On the last, they'll play 30 metres out. Sexton goes high. Marzu's touched it. Ball loose on the deck and will go into touch. So they're saying no touch, are they?
Marzu needs to change his tactics.
I don't know what it is.
He's got to let them catch it.
Yeah.
And then just pick up the scraps. Because what they're doing is not working. He's gone up for that and just had a big air swing.
It's gone into touch.
Yeah, tried to tap it back, but that's not the answer either.
Well, he's not confident in there, is he?
No.
Yeah.
So Crossland's got 5 minutes remaining as Newcastle, they do everything they can. They were so gallant in this first half. This second half is just absolutely... So Brayley's out on the field, so...
And the Bulldogs have put the clamps on, haven't they? Like, they're defending well, their line speed's good, they're kicking to the corners. They've been unchanged from when they ran out 15 minutes ago.
Consistent, aren't they?
Yeah.
The line speed is just starting to ramp up, NTO, and Brayley now, Elliott, who's trying so hard for them at the moment. And so now, on that last tackle, Ponga just kicks outside the 40. 18-0 if you just... 14-0, sorry, if you're just joining us. And now the ball comes back. As Connor Tracy goes sideways and brought down beautifully. Great chase from Best. So they'll start from the 10-metre line, and Peraz tried to go across, and they're really showing them a lot of respect at the moment. Just having a look here, 14-0. Canterbury over Newcastle. Phoenix Crosland at the moment in the sin bin. Fletcher Sharp being quiet by his own standards. So Marnie kicks inside the 40. This is a 40-20. They race down. Ponga goes all the way back to his goal line. And now he comes back, gets back to the 10-metre line. The chase from the Dogs outstanding.
Yeah, it's relentless at the moment, isn't it? You talk about suffocating line speed, dual contact. The guys there getting 3 men in each tackle. And then the kick chase, just sprinting down there. By the time Ponga looks up, he's got 4 or 5 Bulldogs players in front of him. They're just in their process right now and their game cycle, and looks like they're going to be hard to beat now.
It certainly does. As Triple M rocks the footy. Here's Camp with the ball, who's tried hard. He's been very gallant. And Elliott just having a little spell. Now Croker now with a good run over the halfway line. So 5 tackles gone now, and they look for a kicker. Back inside. Oh, this is a worry now. Cogger's made a meal of that. What was he thinking there, Kevin? Kevin, tell me what a halfback's thinking on the last tackle. He wants an inside ball to Brazil.
Well, the ball should have went to Ponga on the long side. There's only a very short side to work in, and the markers were all over him to kick the ball. He tried to pass it back on the inside. Unfortunately found Frizzell, but that ball needed to go to Ponga. Just lack of communication there from the Knights. It was a terrific set as well.
So now a big opportunity, 19 metres out for the Bulldogs. They lead at the moment 14-0 as Max King just goes into some work. I just love this front rower. Hard working. 10 metres out, Westpac red zone. Now they go to man. Out the back to Sexton. Long pass to Carraz. Carraz one-on-one with Best. Step back on his right. Now they're 5 metres out. They drag him to the sideline. Fletcher Sharp, but he stays in. 3 metres out. Now they shift to the left. Sexton out the back. Man goes to King. King rolled forward. Brought down in a grass-taken tackle by Frizzell. So now they go last tackle. Bailey Haywood. Poor pass. Picked up. Newcastle regather with Brayley. Well, they made a mistake and a meal out of it as well.
Yeah, well, their setup was wrong. They were looking to kick to Mazu again. They just couldn't quite get the ball across the field to that left side to kick back to their right. Gagai's come up with a couple of big carries in this last 4 or 5 minutes.
Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard, Canterbury 14, Newcastle 0, 25 to play. They get a penalty, Newcastle. Well, they needed that breather, Benny Teo.
Well, they just need something just to get them out of this end. At the moment, I think they're using so much juice coming out of their own end. And what's really impressed me is we just see a penalty here against Kurt Mann for a crusher. It's just not just the intensity of the line speed of the Bulldogs, but just their contact. They're really, for small blokes, they're getting some real solid contact in there and just whipping the heads back of the Newcastle Knights players.
So Jack Cogger will kick to the western touchline. It's a good kick as well. Takes them to 40 metres out. And they'll begin this set. Triple M Rocks of Footy been a huge weekend, round 5 and round 6. The Dolphins and Penrith will start on Thursday night. You'll hear that coverage here, right here on Triple M. Another big weekend. We're almost at Easter. Can you believe that? 2 weeks away. School holidays in Queensland. Next week, school holidays in New South Wales. No holidays here at Triple M NRL. Sharp, well, he almost tripped over himself. Tried to get away. He's now starting to go forward. 3 tackles gone. They're 25 metres out. To the right they go. Cogger, Ponga, Frizzell. Frizzell got chopped down by Preston. Gets back up on his feet. Rolls forward. Tried to get the arms free. They hold on to him. Max King just got his arms around the ball. And they're 12 metres out with a big opportunity on the 4th. They'll go left. Cogger. Now to Ponga. Then it goes to Sharp. Mazu! Knock on. That's just not Greg's night. It's just not Greg Knight, Ben Teo.
Well, it was the final pass. It was a nice play from Cogger. He got the footing out the back to Ponga. Ponga out the back to Fletcher Sharp. And that final pass from him to Greg Marzou was just behind him. He had to reach back and he's knocked it on. Just, these are probably things that are coming down, obviously execution, but a lot of fatigue in these Newcastle Knights players. Think about all the goal line defence and coming out of yardage carries that they've had to do. It's all starting to mount up now.
Expert comments thanks to Seabus Super. Cherry just beat 1-on-1 and the Dogs already come out to the 30 off that set play. Tracy now into first receiver from Haywood. We've got 24 minutes left in this one. 14-0 Canterbury over Newcastle. Now the ball comes across to Kurt Mann, playing his 200th. I thought he'd got a meat pie earlier, but they took that one off him. And now they go forward. This is better play.
He's awesome.
Now the offload. It comes across. Goes down to Sexton. Sexton, who has just been very good for him tonight. He gets back up and plays the ball to the right-hand side. Bailey Haywood comes across to Max King. King just in the middle of the field. Leo Thompson comes in, and they'll play the ball. So the Dogs are doing it nicely at the moment. Last tackle. Toby Sexton goes high for this one. They go up. Ponga took it beautifully once again. Never took his eyes off the football.
No, he's been good at the back, Ponga. Very safe with his catching. I just feel like the Knights, still 23 minutes to go here. Just got to stay out at the Knights and the Bulldogs as well. Just keep doing what they're doing. They're getting through their sets. And here we go, Dobbo.
Sharp opens up and he gets collared. Max King just put the good old Jersey sling. Brings him to the ground. Crosland back out on the field. So they're making inroads in this set. 4 tackles. They're up to the 40. Newcastle doing nicely. Now Brayley, right side, comes out the back. Ponga, can't. Great hands. He's got one on the outside. Goes across to Gagai. Beat one. Gagai stepped in on the left and he's brought down. So they're 5 metres out. Newcastle with a better set this time. Can't in the last. The last tackle. Grubber kick. Ball comes through. Oh, well done, Toby Sexton. And do they get the penalty?
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Drag back in. So Toby Sexton did a great job cleaning up. Quickly to the sideline for Bob Jane teammate Michael Chamis.
Yeah, just an update. Jack Hetherington, that shoulder injury, that'll keep him out for the rest of the game. The Knights say he won't be back. Just on the Bulldogs, boys, a wise man once said to me, you don't talk Origin until after daylight savings. Well, the clock's been turned back in Sydney. Jacob Preston, Bronson Cherry, boys, do they come into calculations come Origin time, the way they performed over the first 5 weeks of the season?
I definitely think Jacob Preston's been very impressive. He's the type of player you could put in Origin and you could put him on the bench. He can cover a lot of positions, I imagine, in the middle, on the edge. and potentially at centre, similar to the role that Kurt Capewell's done for Queensland.
Are they available for Queensland or not?
No, but I want to know who the wise man who gave that thought was. Michael Chanis, who said you don't talk Origin before daylight savings is over. So
that was Adam Peacock.
Yeah, right. Okay, very wise, Adam Peacock, part of the Triple M family on the list of podcasts. He loves plugging his own, like the little Journo podcast. Him and Danny Wilder and Adam Peacock. He just tries to infiltrate them, get them all in there. Don't worry, we can play that game as well. Part of the family. That podcast dropping every Wednesday. The Journos.
You'd have to say there's a fair few centres in front of Cherry, though.
I would think so.
When you think about...
Well, you think Latrell, Tommy Turbo, fit. You also think Bradman Best, Critter, Stephen Crichton, Staggs. Yeah, so Preston, but you'd say Cherry, who has been very good for him. Like, he was a signing of the year last year, I think. He was unheralded last year, and he's only got better this year.
Yeah, very good. Good player.
Here's Curran. This bloke's a good player as well. He's trimmed down. He's looking unbelievable. So, he's made a mistake. Well, there you go. You give a bloke a rap.
Yes.
And he drops the ball, Josh Curran. So, he scores a try and now he's a villain. Not happy. 14-0 on the Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard.
Well, that's a disappointing turnover when you think about 20 minutes to go. Real opportunity for the Bulldogs to put on some attacking shapes and to knock it on off the tap. Poor execution there, holding the ball.
You've got to remember, though, as well, boys, that this is a side without Burton and Kickow at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, we're talking about the Dogs here, and I'm being genuine about it. They've really stepped up from last year.
Kupanua
is suspended this week, you know, so, I mean, they are just building along, ticking along very nicely.
Great effort.
Here's Elliott with the ball, 14-0. If you're just joining us, under 20 to play in this one. Canterbury try to come off their own line. Leo Thompson. And he'll take the ball just short, out the back. Now it goes to Ponga. Ponga goes across. This time, Jersey slam by Camp. Short of the halfway line. Last tackle, Cogger. Well, he was tackled after he kicked the ball. Ashley Klein says play on. And this is Karaz who comes back, and this Bulldogs crowd, they are just starting these fans, these Bulldogs fans. You just know that they can smell some success in the air this year. I know we're only 5 weeks in, but they get the bye next week. Here comes Saluka Fafita, Daniel Saluka Fafita, who's brought down just on that halfway line. 18 minutes left. Here's Jamin Salmon. We like the white hair, boys?
No, they've got some fresh legs on now, the Bulldogs, haven't they? A couple of middle forwards coming on with 18 minutes to go.
Here's King with the ball, taking it forward. And they're now 29 metres out. Right side, Toby Sexton. He'll go high.
Here comes Mardu.
Oh, dropped it cold again.
He's landed on his face.
And he might have hurt himself here, Greg Marzu, but he's going to be penalised, they are, because he was taken out in the air. But he dropped that coal before he got tackled.
Even try something like, let's switch the wingers if I'm Newcastle. Put the other winger on the left.
Karaz pushed Bradman Best into him. That's the reason why. So that was quite dangerous in the end.
Very dangerous. Yeah.
Very dangerous.
And deserved a penalty, but they've stayed at it, the Bulldogs, haven't they? Just feel in that instance there, he just let them catch it and then get around and swarm. So that's something they'll need to work on the Knights, because they've exposed him tonight, or that, not so much him, but that right edge, their left edge for those high kicks. It's not just the catcher that's got to come in and help there. It's the centre, it's the halfback, it's all men on deck on those high kicks.
So, a penalty for pushing. Well, I've heard a lot of reasons for penalty, but for pushing, that's what it was for. So now to the right-hand side, they come out of the line, and this line speed from the Dogs has been relentless.
Well, he's been knocked out here too, Cogger. He's gone. Cogger's...
Well, they thought he was out.
Yeah, he copped a whack there.
Yeah.
He was flung around and hit, I think it was the shin or the leg.
Yeah, so they've pulled up Jack Cogger and they're checking him, but We're just having a look at the Harvey Norman replay at the moment. Ooh.
Yeah, he caught the knee, didn't he?
Yeah, knee in the back of the head
of Saluka Fafita. Just there on the way down.
So he was slow to get to his feet.
And he's struggled to get up there too, Dobbo, to his feet.
So let's just see what happens here. So, well, maybe he bounced off the ball. I think the ball might have gone into a bit of contact with him as well.
He's still out there. He's tough.
Newcastle's performance, they can take a lot of hope from this. I know they haven't been at their best. They've had injuries, but they've really gone hard. The ball's gone dead. It'll be back to the 20 for a restart. Ponga had too much pepper on it.
Again, I just feel that Caden Ponga's just doing too much here. Yeah, he's doing all the kicking on last play. He's going back receiving the kicks. He's doing all the ball playing. You need someone else to sort of take over some parts and let him run. He's got to run the footy.
How that is a penalty, like how you give away a penalty from a set restart on the 20-metre line and you're not back 10 to start off with and you're all offside. I'm sorry.
Well, the Bulldogs had a quick restart, didn't they? And now they've kicked the ball down to
the 30-metre line.
So
big opportunity. Here comes Jacob Preston. The Dogs right on the attack. 14-0. They lead on the Triple M Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard with 16:30 to play in this one. Saluka Fafita off the middle and just straight back in around the pocket in the Westpac red zone. 12 metres out now with a huge opportunity. To the right-hand side they go. Salmon, then to Sexton. Flat pass, picked up. It was met for Crichton. Marzu then knocks on. Double knock on. He said it's gone backwards. Newcastle have the ball. I don't know what we're seeing here, boys.
You called it beautifully, Dobbo. Exactly how it happened. And we're play on.
Ashley Klein says, I'm not pulling him up again.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
play
had
on.
enough. Ashley Klein's had enough. He just wants this game to get done with.
Seriously. Well, anyway. Well, hang on. Now there's a crusher tackle. So,
High tackle. You hit him in the back of the head.
So there's a high tackle, and this time it's on Fletcher Sharp.
Well, they need to score in this set. I think to get some momentum and get themselves back in the game. Or at least build some pressure.
That was...
You're not happy, Ben?
Well, I don't think that was a penalty, but anyway, Stephen Crichton went for the ball.
Yeah, Stephen Crichton went to try and knock the footy down, and I think he grazed his ear.
And they give a penalty away.
But, you know, that's what we're dealing with at the moment.
Stay away from the head.
It's an enforcement, not a crackdown. Here's Elliott with the ball. If you're just joining us, it's 14-0. Elliott gets the offload down to Brayley. Now Sharp dances around, spins around, and comes back towards the right-hand side. Second tackle gone. They're 35 metres out from home. Now, with Elliott, second carry in this set. Put the ball over the 30-metre line, and they're now in a very good position, 29 metres out. Early tackle played at, ball picked up. It's a double knock on, it's still play on. Crossland's got the ball, they're going to flick pass it.
Knock on by Phoenix.
So, it's a scrum. So, we're just having a look at some vision of Adam O'Brien.
He looks frustrated, doesn't
he? Yeah. Well,
he has got a blow up in him, but I'm just having a look at this replay here. So, I thought Connor Tracy touched it first and then Crossland certainly got a hand to it, but I didn't think it was him who had the first touch.
It's more about the play that Newcastle are coming up with, though. They've resorted to chip and chases now for each other. You know, still 15 minutes to go, 14 points down. I mean, it's a bit early for that.
It certainly is. So Triple M rocks the football for Ream Hotwater and McDonald. So Luca Fafita with the ball. Oh, and he's made a mistake. So Newcastle, for all the mistakes they've made and the adversity, they still have a little bit of hope in this, 14-0.
Well, the hope's got to be converted into points in this next set. That they don't look like scoring, to be honest, Dobbo. That they haven't played to their structures. Now, Ponga's a key player for them. Fletcher Sharp's a key player for them. Grab and Best, they're the three that need to combine to get this ball for Newcastle. And they don't have to score in this set. Just build some pressure, finish the set off nicely, and get the Bulldogs doing some tackling.
So they dig into the line this time with Jack Cogger. They're almost close to the Westpac red zone. To the right-hand side they go. Matt Croker with the ball. Newcastle right on the attack. 15 metres out. Now they go back to the left. Cogger. Now Ponga. Flat pass. Goes across to McEwen, and they'll get a reset now from this set restart. Now they come out the back. Elliott, flat pass to Leo Thompson, and he's chopped down in a good tackle as well by Preston. Great work, Marnie to help. Now, out the back to the right. Cogger comes out the back. Matt Croker, for the line, stretching, brought down 1 metre out. Salmon had to make the tackle, did it. Brayley now shifts the ball to the left. Cogger, they're up quickly. Preston just absolutely ate him up. Absolutely ate him up. They're inside the 10, so they'll get another set. Now they go to the left. Phoenix Crosland comes across to McEwen, tried to get his arm free, unable to do so. They're lining up, going nowhere at the moment, Newcastle. Back to the right. Thompson, flat pass to Elliott. Great tackle again. Jacob Preston, how many tackles this bloke made? Now they go. Brayley on. Darts from dummy half, brought down 2 metres out. They trail 14-0. Now they go to the right. Here comes Ponga. Kick that, picked up by Bailey Haywood, and he's away. Haywood up over the 30. His legs aren't getting there. Now he shifts forward past to Montoya. They didn't pull it up. Montoya's over the 40, still going. Back inside, 30 metres out, 20 metres out, brought down. Well, Haywood just threw it like a gridiron ball forward. Now the Dogs on the attack. They go to the right. Cherry went around his player, ducked under one, straightened up, 5 metres out, brought down now. The Dogs have gone 90 metres. Can they put some points on? Second tackle, slow play the ball. Marnie will go to the right. They've got numbers building. Now it goes to Connor Tracy. Straightened, spun out, back to the left-hand side. So the Dogs trying to go for a last tackle. Here goes Marnie. Took it one out, got brought down by Crossland. Slow play the ball. They could have been a reset. Now it goes to Saluka Fafita. He goes to the line. Last tackle. Dogs. They shift to that left. Out the back. Ball loose on the deck. Picked up by Cherry. Grubber kick. Through Ponga. Ponga trying to dance out. Ponga. Goal line drop out.
What a kick.
Well, boys, I need a break, but I don't know what we just saw there. But Haywood, we know he can't. He's got no speed.
No, but what we did see.
Well, there was a knock on there.
There's a knock on from
Bailey Haywood.
Bailey Haywood again.
Now, what about this, Kevy? I've seen a lot of passes. If this is not forward, I don't know what is.
Well, the gridiron's coming to Australia, and it's here a year early, Dobbo. But great scramble defence from Newcastle. You've got to say that. It was a nice little fifth and last option there from the Bulldogs. As we get set to go again, surely they'll score in this set, the Bulldogs, and put the game to bed.
10 minutes left, 14-0 on the Triple M Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard. Canterbury over Newcastle. Ben Teo, Kevin Walters, Ben Dobbin and Michael Chamis. As Max King rolls forward. Done a lot of work tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been great.
So these Newcastle forwards are starting to tire as Kurt Mann in his 200 plays the ball 20 metres out. They go to the left. Haywood back inside now. Here's Bronson Cherry. Well, he hit a brick wall this time and went nowhere. 5 metres out, they'll come back to the left. Saluka Fafita goes to the line, still going to the line, held up. He's 1 metre away. It'll be a slow play, the ball. Now, they shift. Mann, try! Last tackle play. Kurt Mann gets a try in his 200. They can't take that away from him. 18-0, kick to come on the Triple M Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard, Ben Teo.
Yeah, good on them. Happy scenes there. We saw earlier on this milestone game, he's getting a try taken off him, but this one's pretty straightforward and pretty simple. But the Bulldogs are down at this end of the field because of the poor intercept kick there from Caleb Ponga, where they ran the length. Then they've just camped down here. It was Reid Marnie just jumping out from dummy half, playing a little out ball, just one off the ruck here for Kurt Mann, and he just breaks through a couple of defenders there, but Newcastle just couldn't hang on. They've been brave, and at times they've defended their line, but after so much possession and territory to the Bulldogs, they were always going to crack at some stage, Kevin.
Yeah, they certainly were, and Marnie, particularly close to that line, he likes that short ball, and Kurt Mann in his 200th game picks up the spoils from that. He had to do a bit when he caught the ball. He busted through the tackle, just trying to see who that tackler there was for the...
It was Jermaine McEwen.
That's him. It got through him.
And Croker, Matt Croker.
And it was nice work. Good strength from Mann. And they pick up the try. That's the game now. Well, I'm not
that's the game. Call it.
No, can't do that, Dobbo. Never give up, mate. Never give up.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling you, Newcastle haven't given up, but they're not going to come back from 20 points with one man on the bench.
Well, not what we've seen from them tonight either.
90% on the Pertec kick predictor has Crichton comes in, never looked like missing. Should have made it 100. 20-0 on the Triple M Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard as Triple M rocks the footy.
If you're in the trade, Mitre 10 hopes you're enjoying the game. And at your local Mitre 10 Trade Centre, you'll also enjoy expert service and top quality materials to help get the job done right. That's mighty helpful, Mitre 10.
Well done to Kurt Mann, an absolute journeyman. Started at Melbourne in 2014 before going to the Dragons and the Knights and then heading to the Bulldogs, where you imagine he'll finish out his career having re-signed for a couple more years. I actually bumped into his family before the game. They've come down from Queensland. I won't tell you what they call me. They don't even know who I am. They call me Michael Carrianis.
Yeah, well, that's all right. You've got the same hairstyle these days. He's one of us, Michael Chalmers, but anyway, who am I to knock about hair because I've got a very lack of it. I actually said, my wife said to me this morning, you're holding on for grim life with your hair, mate.
Yeah, you need to go to Turkey.
Yeah, I'm not going to Turkey. I'm not getting a hair replant.
I think you do need to go.
Hey, listen.
I'll go with you. Book a seat. I'll go with you.
You need to walk up to the flight centre just up the road and go.
Mistake from Canterbury.
We'll get 2 for 1, Dobber.
Yeah, well.
Well, you need 3 for 1. We do. And I need a bit up on top too. Yeah. I'll come with you.
Right, so a high shot on Montoya, and Elliott might be in some trouble here.
Yeah.
With 7 minutes left. Well, the bunker, if they're consistent, because Piakura, that was a bit like Piakura last night. The bunker's having a look at it, nothing left in it. Adam Elliott just waiting to see. So the bunker's having a look. Nothing doing at the moment. No, just a penalty. So, consistency is a great thing in rugby league. Look at the Bulldogs. They've now kicked the ball down to 30 metres out with 7 minutes left. Big opportunity. Here comes Jacob Preston. Benteo, you've got the man of the match tonight. I'll be keeping a close eye on you. There's been some lacklustre man of the match performances.
He's been keeping notes, Dobbo. All game. See them there.
So it's on Carney's performance last night. He got that wrong, but anyway.
Did he?
Yeah.
Reed Marnie's there. I can see that name written down.
Yeah, Shane Webke the week before got his wrong as well, so some pressure on Benteo tonight. So now they go to the right, the Dogs. They're 10 metres out, Westpac red zone. Sexton through the line, brought down. Almost got his nose through and got a try. He tried to get a play the ball. Marnie, they'll get the repeat set. So you heard the ruck infringement. So Luke up the feeder. He's brought down 2 metres out. So now they shift. Man, Sexton tried to straighten the attack again and got absolutely slaughtered by Frizzell. He'll get up, play the ball. Now goes to Reed Marnie. Jacob Preston over. Jacob Preston. And he'll be held up, so they'll go back to the 10-metre line.
There was a good show of strength there from Preston, wasn't it? He had 2 or 3 Knights players in contact with him. He kept driving the legs over into the end goal line, but they managed to get under him and hold him up.
So an opportunity now beckons for the Dogs. Bailey Haywood to Man, then to Daniel Zaluka for feeder. 4 tackles gone on this set. Marnie goes to the right. Now out the back, Jamin Salmon. And he's brought down in a good tackle as well, Jamin Salmon. So short pass. Now it goes to Carraz. Then it comes back to Sexton. Little grubber kick. Numbers come flying through. That man, Thomas Caird, who's been without a doubt Newcastle's best, tried to get out. Goal line drop out.
Exceptional kicking again there from Toby Sexton. He's been the man that's had the footy on the string, being put in those kicks on Greg Marzoo, but his short kicking game is exceptional too. Here they get a little bit of second pace, and he just knows. He just puts in a nice little grubber towards the end goal. And look at that. Bulldogs players flying in, bodies everywhere to shut this down.
Triple M rocks the footy for Remont, Water and Maccas. So now the ball comes back and Dan Gagai disappointed tonight with Ponga's performance. I know he's tried to be involved, but weeks gone by he's just been elite. And just probably a quiet night by his own admission, I would suspect.
He hasn't been able to get himself in the game for the Knights, and they've just chased their tail basically the whole game because of their error rate in the first half.
Well, Schiller was the first tackle. He got claret in the first tackle and fouled HIA. Salmon makes a mistake. It'll be a knock on. And mate, then Jacob Saifidi, well, that was within 3 minutes as well. So they lost 2 players literally within 2 minutes. So the task was always going to be great for Newcastle.
Well, it was, but, you know, if you can control the ball and have good discipline, you can get through that. And the belief in your players with each other, but they just haven't had that tonight, you know. And it's been good tactics from the Bulldogs. They've stayed at it, haven't they been, for the full 80 minutes?
Yeah, well,
they planned.
I think I said earlier that, you know, when there was those moments where Newcastle lost some players, the Bulldogs just didn't go trying to score early. They really wanted to build this game. And if you look at the score now, 4 minutes to go, 20-0 to the Bulldogs. They've done their job.
Yeah, they certainly have. Absolutely get another victory. This will put them at the top of the ladder after 5 weeks. They're undefeated. And they're a very good football team. And they're a very good football team. You can't take anything away from this performance again tonight. So now they bring the ball to that 30-metre line.
I don't think anyone expected 3 years ago that the Bulldogs would be sitting top of the table in the comp. You haven't seen something like that for a long time. Think about all the hard years and rebuilding that they've had, the Bulldogs, and Cameron Ciraldo can take a lot and fill bills for where they're at.
We saw that in 23 with the Broncos, Ben. They were last, and then whoever was coaching them got them to the grand final in 3 years.
It's a very good coach, that bloke. Very good coach, that bloke. Opinions may vary in some circles, but not with me, mate. Elite. Anyway, we'll go on as Newcastle roll forward. 10 metres out, 3 minutes left, 20-0. Canterbury over Newcastle. This turn, Newcastle trying in this defence. This Dogs fan group, I dare to dream what this crowd will be like on Good Friday against South Sydney.
80,000, you reckon?
Oh, they'll get at least 60. Here's Montoya batting it back. It'll be a goal line dropout. So, as they wind down, this is a really...
well, they'll be fighting for the nil scoreline here, Dobbo. That's what the Bulldogs will be fighting for now. Just touch over 2.5 minutes left in the game, and they'll want that score sheet to remain on 0.
Yep.
It's a good feeling when you keep a team to 0.
It certainly is. So a real opportunity here. And now they goal line drop out with 2 minutes left. Mamazu, well, he took one on the full. Well done, Greg.
Gee, you're hard, mate.
He's had a hard night. Well, let's be honest with you.
It just made it a bit harder for him.
Anyway, we brought up tomorrow. Now Frizzell with the ball. 2 minutes left, 20-0. Canterbury over Newcastle. They've kept on trying. You can't in any way knock the effort from Newcastle tonight. But defensively, they've been very good. They've been down on troops the whole night. Rayleigh now with the ball as Crosland goes out the back. Gagai to Cam. Now he comes back into the middle.
He moves good.
He does. Yeah, he's agile like a centre, but he's got a fair bit of muscle mass on him. He's a strong back rower.
So they work out the back. Ponga, well, now McEwen makes a mistake. And you'd think now, as the clock winds down, Adam O'Brien knows. And look, he should be a little upset, Adam O'Brien, but also...
well, you're not going to be happy after 20-0. There's just been a lot of opportunities for the Newcastle Knights to build pressure or find some points, and they haven't been able to execute. They have been quite impatient.
Yeah, I think that's the word, Ben. You said it there, impatient, because they had the right plan early. They just didn't stay at it. And the errors and penalties, of course, and the injuries have played their role in that as well. But he'll be disappointed with this, no doubt.
So Blake Taft gets out on the field, and Canterbury, they will lead the competition after 5 rounds. Brisbane 2nd, Melbourne 3rd, the Warriors 4th, South Sydney 5th, Manly 6th.
Who's 7th, Dobbo?
I'll tell you in a second. I'm just concentrating on the football.
Ben, you know, because I don't.
Well, you know, two can play that game. Now, Taft goes across to Preston with 23 seconds left.
Lost that on the ground there.
So they'll get the bye, the Bulldogs. They go into the bye, and then obviously Rabbits, then obviously the Broncos, and that game's a Thursday night. So
that'll be a big one.
They've got a Good Friday, then they go to Thursday night the following week. So, I mean, that's full time here. What a game of football it has been. As the Bulldogs win another one, 5 in a row, 20-0 over Newcastle. And why they've stopped the clock with 3 seconds left, don't tell me there's a front rower challenging. No, they're not. So, 3 seconds left. This will be the last play. Ponga goes into the line, wraps it all up, full time. Canterbury 20, Newcastle 0. Been a really good performance. Michael Chammas will get us some sideline. We do now. While we are waiting for Michael Chammas to get somebody, here is the Specsavers play of the day.
Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today.
The Triple M NRL play of the day.
They are 10 metres out. Right opportunity. Marnie goes to the right. Now they just go straight through him. Wow. It's Jack Todd. What a great try by the Dogs. And the floodgates have opened. Yeah, Specsavers Audiology. Jack Todd scores a great try there. And play of the day, that is the Specsavers play of the day. He was very good. It's now time for the CPAP Direct MVP, Triple M MVP. Who is it? Ben Teo, your 3-2-1.
All right, I'm going to start off here with 3 points. I think the kicking game really made the difference. Toby Sexton ran the footy a lot, really directed the play around. 2 points, I'm going to go with Jacob Preston. We talked about him, potential New South Wales bolter. He was very solid. And 1 point, I thought Jacob Carraz did a really good job. He had an assignment to really disrupt Greg Marzu, and he did it.
So Toby Sexton gets 3, Jacob Preston gets 2, Carraz gets 1.
Yep.
CPAP Direct, get your expert advice and unbeatable prices at CPAP Direct. Visit us in store or at cpap.com.au.
Well, I gave a winger some points.
I'm not even questioning that. Anyway.
What are you questioning?
Who am I missing? Who am I missing?
Well, I thought Saluka Fafita played very well.
Oh, through the middle. He did. Got to carry through the middle.
Through the middle.
Not enough for some points.
Stephen Crichton very well. But anyway.
Yeah.
That's fine. You do you, mate. You're the man. You're the expert. You picked that. Look, very good result. Canterbury 20, Newcastle 0. Tries, it was 2-0 at half-time. Josh Curran in the 42nd minute. Jack Todd in the 46th. Kurt Mann in the 70th. Stephen Crichton 4 from 4. Phoenix Crosland was in the sin bin. And nil scoreline is always good. Michael Chammas has one bloke who was very good tonight. They're number 9 for them. Reed Marnie, over to you, Michael.
Yeah, Reed, massive performance tonight. That first half probably didn't go to plan, did it? A lot of ball, didn't get many points. To come back in the second half and play the way you did, you must be delighted.
Yeah, really happy. I think going in at half time, a lot of boys were a bit disappointed, and to be 2-0 up, it's not a bad thing. They come off a bye, and they're a really good defensive team, and they read some of our shape, and we were really patient, and we knew if we just stuck it out a little bit longer, we'd get our results. But to go in at 2-0, we're really happy at half time, but to come out in the second half and really put the foot on the throttle, and really whole performance tonight was really nicely done by the boys.
I imagine Coach Cameron Sorrell, they want to be putting a lid on the hype at the moment, but 24,000 here tonight on a Sunday night, top of the table after 5 rounds. You let yourself feel excited about what this team can do this year?
Oh, mate, you'd be silly if you put your head on your pillow tonight, or any time to feel we can't go a long way. But it's cliche footy, mate. You just got to take it week by week. And the good thing now is we go into a bye, and it's another week of getting practicing things that we've learned probably the last 5 weeks that we can be better at, and then going again. So plenty of lessons learned this week and for the last 5 weeks, and just keep working hard and good things happen.
You mentioned the bye next week. You'll still on top of the ladder for another 2 weeks. Then you come back here, Good Friday against the Rabbits. They're flying as well. What will that be like? It'll be a special occasion, I imagine.
Oh, it's great. Play Good Fridays. Honestly, one of the best days of the year. So, really looking forward to having a bit of a break and a few days off, but also train and, get back to working hard and looking forward to the Rabbits here on Good Friday.
Congratulations on the win. Go and enjoy.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Well done, Michael Chammas, for Bob Jane teammate, and to Reed Marnie. And What a result. Just running through the results now. The Raiders 24 defeated the Sharks 20. Panthers were beaten by the Cowboys 22-18. The Rabbitohs defeated the Roosters 20 points to 14. The Eels 23-22. The Dolphins defeated the Titans 36 points to 10. Broncos too good for the Tigers 46-24. And today it was Storm 48, Sea Eagles 24. And that game we've just covered, it's Bulldogs 20, Knights 0. The ladder, as we speak, Canterbury sit atop, then Brisbane, then Melbourne the Warriors, South Sydney Manly, Canberra, and then the Gold Coast.
I knew you had it there somewhere, Dobbo. I knew.
It is full time here as well as we leave. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Michael Chamis. Here is the Mitre 10 full-time highlights. Good night.
Triple M rocks footy. Full-time highlights.
Get expert service trusted by the trade at your local Mitre 10 Trade Centre.
Sexton last tackle, Marzu goes up, ball loose on the deck. Oh, I think Curran scored. I think Josh Curran scored. He's kicked it to the crowd. Let's have a listen to Ashley Klein.
The ball was initially gripped by Josh Curran. He then transfers the ball forward to the goal line without losing it. We have a decision.
It's a try. Josh Curran has scored a try. They are 10 metres out. Right opportunity. Marnie goes to the right. Now they just go straight through him. Wow. It's Jack Dodd. What a great try by the Dogs. And the floodgates have opened. 5 metres out, they'll come back to the left. Salute the Fafita. Goes to the line. Still going to the line. Held up. He's 1 metre away. It'll be a slow play, the ball. Now, they shift. Mann, try! Last tackle play. Kurt Mann gets a try in his 200. They can't take that away from him. Full time. Canterbury 20, Newcastle 0.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Triple M footy lives on Listener. Catch all our games, interviews, replays, and more